Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back
to
it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there.
Sure. Yeah.
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's knows some things make zero sense, like why the algorithm knows your music tastes better than you do. But zero sugar and full flavor? We made that make sense with new Welch's Zero Sugar. All that passion fruit or tropical punch goodness and none of the sugar. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
This week, in Willard, Missouri, bags of body parts lead to the most unlikeliest of horrible murderers. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another insane edition of Small Town Murder. We have a wild show for you today. I apologize if I sound terrible. I am sick as a dog, but we're going to do this anyway.
I think he sounds terrible.
That's all right.
We should see him.
Yeah, I look terrible. I got a sinus issue, and my face is swollen, and I look bad. I look like I got the shit beaten out of me. So
not good.
It's great. Yeah, I'm really having a fun time here. But this show will give me life. I'm telling you right now. Quickly before we get started, just want to say, shutupandgivememurder.com. Tickets for the 2024 tour are on sale right now. If you're listening to this the second it comes out with early access, the week before it's out publicly, then they're still in the pre-sale mode. You can get in there. The password is turkey on those. Otherwise, if you waited till the 15th there, the Friday, they go on sale. They're on sale right now. Come out and see us. The full list is on there. Sacramento, San Francisco, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Austin, Phoenix, Tarrytown, Boston, Minneapolis. What am I missing? Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Yeah, there you go.
Durham?
Durham, yes. Durham, Nashville. Yes, and tickets are selling excessively fast, so get in there.
Get in there fast, yeah.
Make your plans, put it that way.
I'm shocked. So, Thank you guys so much. You did last year's show, this year, I guess, too. It was incredible. You sold out everything, and let's do it again, and let's have big shows.
We can't wait. Yeah, we're gonna have we have some real nice venues for you this year too. Real
beautiful places.
Real beautiful places here. We're gonna take you to some nice old theaters and show you a good time. We're gonna show you a good time. All right, this is good. You definitely also want Patreon. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all of the bonus material, and there's a lot too. Anybody $5 a month or above, which is not that much money, you're going to get a couple hundred back episodes of bonus episodes and new ones every other week. One crime and sports, one small town murder, and they cross over. So you'll like them all. And this week, because it's Christmas, when this is going to come out, and we have families once a year. We take it easy on Patreon, and it's Christmas week. So we're going to do one episode, and it's going to be on this weird, quote-unquote, alleged cult called The Garden there's a documentary on HBO Max about them, and it is just some real weird stuff. Mix hippie people who want to be one with the earth with militia survivalists and put them all in one group, and it's a strange group that you get here. It's a very strange thing. Patreon.com/crime in sports is where you get all that, and a shout out because Jimmie will.
That's what I do.
That said, disclaimer time. This is a comedy show.
It is.
We're comedians. We're going to say there's definitely going to be jokes here. People are going to die. That's a weird balance, you might say, but we make it work.
Sorry about
the main rule here is we don't make fun of the victims or the victim's family.
Tell me more, James. Why?
Because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags. And that's how that works here. It's a basic deal here. So if you think that sounds good, wow, are you going to hear a wild story today? Because this is a twisted, weird story. If you think true crime and comedy maybe should never, ever go together, I don't know. Maybe we're not for you. Maybe we are, though. Maybe you could be misinterpreting what we're doing here.
Yeah, you don't know.
Either way, no bitching later. How's that?
Right.
There you go. That said, I think it's time, everybody. I think it's time to sit back. Let's all clear the lungs here. Arms to the sky. And let's all shout, "Shut up and give me murder." All right. Let's do this.
Okay.
What do you say, everybody? Let's go on a trip. Here we go. We are headed to Missouri. Been a while since we've been to Missouri here.
Yeah.
Definitely been a while. It's been, I think, since April, but been holding off for this episode. We did this episode as a live show in some cities, and it's a crazy-ass story. Any of the stories we do for live shows, those are really, really insane because there's a live audience there. So, we need reactions, and so we're going to get them here. So this is Willard, Missouri. It's in southwestern Missouri, so it's deep in Missouri. It's Missouri through and through. About 20 minutes to Springfield, Missouri. Okay. So down there, so it's 3 hours and 20 minutes to St. Louis. Way the hell over there. It's in Greene County. They have a motto in this town.
Oh, we love those.
Okay, we love a motto, and their website is hilarious, by the way. It's interesting. It says right on it, community, education, family, growth, service.
Yeah.
Period after all of those. Yeah. Pick 3. You can't have all 5 as your motto. I'm sorry. Pick 3. Maybe make a sentence with those words in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then make that a motto.
If you don't just pick 3, then you may as well just, why stop there?
That's what I mean. Did they have
land
50 good words in a hat and they picked out 5? They were like, 5's the limit. That's all we can do. What happened here? On the Willard website, right on it, there's a big thing, and it's like a sign, in a window that's taped up. It's a picture of that says, "Help wanted." Help them. They need help. I don't know with what.
For the website or for the whole town?
To help us. This place is a disaster. Please help us. I don't know what they're asking for help for. Help wanted with no context to that at all.
Love it.
Just a picture of that. History of this town. The early people were mainly Scottish, Irish, Welsh, and English, the first people that settled here. The first family that settled in Willard was a guy named Oscar Farmer, who was a farmer.
Well, hey.
That works out really cool at that point.
Couldn't be more on the nose.
Absolutely.
Well done.
It began to flourish, this town, in 1884 when the St. Louis and San Francisco Railroad laid the first track of line running from Springfield through Willard and then on to Kansas City. So this became a stop between 2 main places. And in Missouri, and it was a big deal. That became known as the High Line, and today they made that, what was that railroad, is now the Missouri's premier rail trail for walking.
Oh, it's a walk? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a path.
It for something.
It's just a path through like an industrial area. There's like power lines and weird water towers and shit. You're like, this isn't.
But there used to be a railroad here. That makes the walk so much more interesting.
That's Missouri's premier rail trail. That's the whole state, huh?
I wonder how many they have.
Apparently not a lot. So the city was first named Robertson, after a guy named Dr. Robertson, who had platted the town. But then they realized there was another town like 50 miles away that was already called that. So they said, well, we can't do that.
Well, that and that Chevy Chase movie ruined that.
It destroyed it, yeah. That's your cops and Robertsons. There's like 4 people that understand that record. Because even people that nobody saw that, you know what I mean? That's
even
such
Chevy doesn't want you to see it.
We saw it because we're weird comedy movie junkies when we were kids and we'd rent anything, but people now, I don't know.
Jack Palance, I'll watch it.
Sure, what the fuck? Why not? Chevy Chase, I mean, yeah.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I like Vacation, sure. It's so bad. Jesus. So the town became known as Willard after Mr. William Willard.
Oh.
That's a great
William
name.
Willard.
William Willard. W-I-L-L.
Your last name is Willard. You can't name your kid William.
He's Will. I mean, it's
that's not
W-I-L-L, first 4 of each name. He was from Lebanon, Missouri. He was a surveyor that worked for the railroad. So they just named it after him. Made it easy. Okay. Now, they have a big road, US 160, the road through here, known as Olympian Boulevard.
Oh.
For some people that are in this town, 2 graduates of Willard High School have participated in the Olympics.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Lori Endicott, who did indoor volleyball, an idol to millions, obviously. And then another similar titan of sports, Jason Pyra. It was a white guy who ran track, so we don't know how successful he was. And also a guy named B.J. Flores is from this town, who's a professional boxer who was 34-5 as a pro. Good boxer, but he's more famous now than he was for boxing because now he trains Jake Paul as a boxer. He's Jake Paul's trainer.
Jesus, gross.
That is, so nobody likes
monster.
Him. He posted, by the way, in February of 2022, B.J. Flores posted that he was in the hospital because a dog bit his penis.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
That's interesting.
The story we're going with.
That's the story we're going with. He suffered an injury, and the doctor's report said dog bite, initial encounter, penile laceration, initial encounter. That's his story, and he's sticking to it.
If that's the story, it was way worse.
But he does have some advice for you, though. And this is life advice for everybody here. Whenever you think you're having a bad day, just remember that story about the guy who was in the ER until 4 a.m. with a penile laceration from a dog bite.
Yeah.
So that's
his dog, Jake Paul.
Yeah. I call my dog Jake Paul. He's about 6'2".
I call Jake Paul my dog, and he gives teethy blowjobs.
So I mentioned I feed Jake Paul from a bowl on the floor, because I do. Gotta tell him to stop licking his ass all the time. He really likes doing that. So, reviews of this town. We don't know shit about it. Maybe it's a great place. Who knows?
Yeah, it may be great.
Well, people seem to like it. 5 stars here for Willard from this person. Willard is a homey and small community on the outskirts of Springfield. I've always lived in Springfield and went to Willard schools. There's a certain calming atmosphere here, with plenty of small family restaurants and antique stores. I love Willard because it has small town charm and the benefits of a large school district. Yeah. They make it sound like Doc Hollywood, but with a big school.
And everybody's super educated.
Oh, it sounds like it. Yeah, well, 5 stars. I really like Willard.
Okay.
Terrific. It's a nice, small place and has a lot to offer. There are plenty of restaurants and a grocery store and a few gas stations.
Is that right? You got groceries?
Hold on. I can get gas in the town and then go to a grocery store? Jesus Christ, this is wild. The modern day will never stop with the thrills and the chills, I'll tell you what.
Whole place with apples and Uncle Ben's.
Wow, amazing. The schools are really good and the people are just good-natured. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then 5 stars. Born and raised here in small town USA,
all right.
Willard is a small, tight-knit community that supports each other and thrives.
Oh.
Wow, everyone really likes this place. It has one of the top school districts in our state, and it shows.
They really are proud of it.
Yeah, on their website, too, they talk all about school district, and that's what we care about.
I'd love to know where Missouri ranks in education.
Not high, I don't think, at all. But so if you're high in Missouri, though, where does that put you?
Yeah.
We don't know.
No.
I don't know. So 4 stars here. The Ozarks have great traditional things for tourists to visit.
Do they?
Do they? Really?
You should tell everybody because nobody knows that.
Ask that weird-looking man sitting in the tree playing the banjo. He'll tell you all about it, what there is for tourists to do in the Ozarks.
Everywhere from abandoned mines to abandoned houses where your butthole in both places gets explored.
Just the word the Ozarks doesn't have a great reputation when it comes to that. From lakes to Wilson's Creek to the Bass Pro Shop. And Silver Dollar City, which is an amusement park type place.
Yeah.
It is not a dollar store.
We found that out on
It's not a dollar store, which much to our surprise. So,
but you could get a skater boat.
Oh, good one. A real good one. 3 stars here.
All right.
If you're ever going to live in Missouri, you have to know that the weather is never, all caps, consistent. Never.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
It changes?
In the spring,
weather?
Listen to this. In the spring, one day it will be 75 and sunny, and 2 days later it'll be snowing.
Get out of here.
That's called the spring. In every place but San Diego and Miami, that's possible. That's the spring. That's what the spring's weird. You go, Jesus, what a strange thing. It's nice to have a variety, but not if you're a weatherman. You'll rarely be able to predict the weather. Oh, boy. I don't like that person at all.
It's going to change, you guys.
Because it's different, get it? Oh, my. It's a real knee slapper there, reviewer.
You son of a bitch.
People in this town, 5,736. So,
wow.
Pretty small town. That's not very big. Male, female, more females than males. Median age is lower than the national average, which usually in small towns it's a little higher in very small towns. There's a lot of people 15 to 17 years old here. A lot of people from and then once they hit 18, from 18 to 24, it's way below average. So that says you hit 18
off at the Olympics,
and then you leave to go to the Olympics. And have a highway named after you,
right?
Which is a great way to honor them. So then when it's the older people, there's more older people. So everyone's either 17 or 60 that lives here.
Wow.
All the young people leave. It's 62% married, which is very high. It's normally 50-50, that sort of thing. Willard in race, 91.5% white, 1.2% black, 0.0% Asian, and we have 4.4% Hispanic here. Religion, 53.1% religious, so above the average. And not surprising, 20.5% of the people here are Baptist. Baptists are, as we know, the Catholics of the South, or the sort of the Midwest, Southern Midwest, I guess. I don't know what you call
Nelly
Southern Missouri.
screamed that they were super South all the time. No, wait, did he say Midwest? They said Midwest.
Missouri is tough, man, because it really goes...
His Midwest swang, James.
Yeah, I feel like that might vary from like area to area, possibly in Missouri.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you could claim all kinds of shit there. I guess.
Yeah, because it's where you are. It's really in the middle of everything. You can kind of just pick what you want.
As long as you don't say West Side, it's fine.
Yeah,
unless you're on the west side of St. Louis,
East Coast is probably not going to work for you either. So other than that, you can pretty much pick your poison. 0.1% Jewish here. In the last election in Greene County, 38.7% voted Democratic, 58.8% Republican, and 2.5% Independent. The unemployment rate here is about normal with the national average, and the median household income is low here, though. It is $45,512 a year, which is well below the national average. Cost of living is also a little bit lower, though.
Well, that's great.
Hundreds average here, it's 87. Median home cost here, $200,400. So not bad. That's a pretty low price. And maybe we've convinced you. Maybe you're like, damn it, I need a nice little small town, a couple of grocery stores and a gas station, and I'm going to be thrilled. If that's the case, we have for you the Willard, Missouri Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here is about $760 a month, which is cheap. About $500 below the national average. And there's an apartment complex that I saw here that looks like a nice new apartment complex anyway. So looks like you could actually rent an apartment here. Your first house, well, you know when the first line of the real estate listing is calling all investors, that's a problem.
Oh, no.
That's an issue. They say this 1,120 square foot manufactured home, it's a trailer. It's a long trailer. That's all it is.
Single wide?
3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,120 square foot, super long, single wide trailer is exactly what this is. It says, this home offers 3 beds, 2 baths, and with a little TLC, could be the perfect home.
TLC. When they say TLC, they mean
rip it apart.
Loads of work.
Everything in this house needs to be replaced. Everything. Yes. This place is
TLC.
It's a disaster.
Truckloads of construction.
This means strip it to the aluminum and rebuild it. Is what it is, because it's horrible. It's on half an acre though, and $49,900 for it. So it's cheap anyway, and the land comes with it. It's not like you have to pay rent on the land.
Great.
So
no lot fees.
House number 2, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, T-bowl for each and every b-hole. That's nice. 2,016 square feet. It's 7 acres of land you get with this house.
Great.
It is really interesting because it's a 7-car garage.
Yeah.
There's more garage than house.
Oh, is that right?
The garage is like 2 lots wide, and then there's a house that's like sits next to it. It's very strange. Like someone used it as like a car shop. So if you want to,
when you've inherited every family member's car, and it's just you and the wife.
If everybody, that's all right. But you could make a lot of extra house out of it if you really had to. Not too shabby. $399,900 for that though.
That's fantastic.
It's clean. It's nice. 7 acres. It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And house number 3, 6-bedroom, 7-bath.
Wow.
This is a big old house. T-bowl for all your b-holes and one for the neighbors. 8,380 square feet.
Ooh.
Bit of room.
8,000.
It's a giant hamster cage. It's all like cedar looking inside.
Yeah.
Everything's made of wood.
Oh boy!
They have every head of all of God's creatures are under one roof. It's like Noah's Ark, but just their heads is what they have on the walls. 6 acres of property. There's a creek and a pond there. $1,375,000 for that though. So
what?
It basically looks like a giant Cabela's, and it's like an outdoor shop is what it looks like.
Oh,
honestly, you could sell like kayaks out of here, no problem.
Jesus Christ.
It's expensive. So, things to do here. Okay. Freedom Fest.
Yeah.
Freedom Fest. It's basically a field with it looks like a flea market in the middle of it, and then a stage where, according to the pictures, nobody watches the bands that are playing. Is what it looks like happens.
Show them your shoulders.
Yeah. They have bounce houses, a parade, cornhole games, an aquatic center pool party, a kids' watermelon eating contest, which it says is on the stage. So we all need to see that.
Really?
There's a dog show. Also after that. Music from, here we go. We got 3 different bands. We have Betsy May and Tyler Giles.
Nope.
I don't know.
Never heard of them.
Something tells me they're country, though.
I bet you're right.
Not a lot of real hip-hop Betsy Mays out there, I'm going to say. So that's original. Then music from the Hamburger Cows. So they'll be performing. I don't know what other kind of cows you'd come across.
Not the bacon cows?
No, Jesus, Jimmie. Way better than that. And then doing a long set, they get an hour and a half. Everybody else gets 45 minutes. The Domino Kings follow that.
Oh.
And then the big fireworks show. So everybody line up. Oh, yeah. It's going to be something here. Then after that, there's also the Beer, Wine, Cheese, and Chocolate Festival.
Oh,
that sounds wonderful.
It's all things that I love.
That's good. I was waiting for something bad to pop in there. Yeah. I was waiting for like mayonnaise to make an appearance or like something of that nature, and it
Beer,
never popped
wine, cheese, pussy, pizza. Come on through.
Yeah, everybody. Oh, and poison. You got to watch out. One booth is poison, so you got to avoid that one. I was waiting for it.
We're not going to tell you which one.
Yeah, because otherwise, beer, wine, cheese, and chocolate sounds too good.
Awesome.
Where's the catch to this here?
Yeah.
They invite you to the 10th annual Beer, Wine, Cheese, and Chocolate Festival, a unique tasting and shopping experience for guests 21 and older, obviously.
Okay.
Included in your ticket is live music, which they don't tell you the bands, so they must be wonderful. Worth the price of admission right there.
There's a kid on a recorder in the corner.
Yeah, just a guy with an accordion.
Hot cross buns.
Yeah. Educational seminars in the 4 categories. That would be beer, wine, cheese, chocolate, or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, beer, wine, cheese, chocolate. And live cooking demonstrations from some of our top local chefs.
Okay.
Don't miss out on the VIP pairings dinner happening before the festival, a 4-course meal where each course is paired with a local beer and wine. So it's a get shit-housed festival. 4-course, and there's beer and wine with each course.
Yeah.
So that's 8 drinks.
5,000 people that live here.
You've had 8 drinks, at least. That's a lot for one meal. There's only a limited amount of tickets. Tickets are $70 a person.
Jesus.
That's for the meal and to get into the festival.
Okay.
This is what I like here. Both events are strictly 21 and older. No children, no exceptions. All caps.
No exceptions.
Keep your
Don't
fucking...
come to the...
No, we're getting drunk and fingering each other. Keep the kids at home. This is going to be a wild night for mom and dad.
Come to this gate trying to haggle with kids.
Nope, not happening. Leave them in the car. We don't give a shit. We're all drunk in here. We're drunk and stopped up from too much cheese. Leave us alone.
We're having a keys party.
No shit. It's like Eyes Wide Shut in here. Leave us be. We all have weird bird masks on and shit. It's strange. So, crime rate in this town, what we are interested in here. Property crime is about 1/3 below the national average, so pretty safe there. And violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and, of course, assault here is about half the national average. So,
great.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe little town. So let's talk about some murder that happened to and by some very unexpected folks, okay?
Jesus. All right.
This is a weird case altogether because it's just not what we come across very often. When it's like you consider perpetrator offender, you know, it's like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, husband, ex-boyfriend, girlfriend of this person, new boyfriend, girlfriend of that person, kidnapper, rapist, you know, all these different categories. Very rarely does this one happen. So it's it's an original here. Let's go to October 6th, 1989. Okay? Let's take this all in. It's a quiet, nice day. Willard, Missouri. Farm Road 105, okay? Which it's just when it's not Olympic. That's 160.
Okay.
Come on, Jimmy, get your Central Missouri fucking roads right, dude. Bro, you have a map out. What's wrong with you? How many times have we cruised the highways and byways of Central Missouri? You should know better. You were the one driving. You don't know?
No.
What's going on here?
I can't remember.
Farm Road 105, which is just what it sounds like. A road, 2-lane road on through farms and shit in the middle of nowhere here. There's a lady named Jean Walker who's a teacher at school, and she's driving home after work. So she's decompressing, cursing about children.
Oh boy!
Imagine what the car ride home for a teacher is like.
I don't wanna.
Those aren't even your kids. You got to be like.
I was so mean to them. There was at least 2 that said my name on the way home, screamed it.
I'm just, God, Jimmie! There's other people. Barbara, you little bitch, and this one, Tommy. God damn it, Jesus! I swear to God, I'm gonna poison that kid's lunch. I'm gonna put something in his peanut butter and jelly.
So sorry, Miss Morgan. I still don't like you, but I apologize.
Yeah, now we know why you were so grumpy. That's the thing. As an adult, I understand why teachers were grumpy. I'm like, imagine having to watch that many kids that weren't even yours.
And tell Mr. Morgan I apologize. Jesus. I can't imagine what it must be like when they go home.
That's
when they
get
to the house.
I'd be like, oh, Jesus.
After that ride home, and then it's still not done. And they got to unload that shit to their spouse. Poor spouse.
So she's driving home, and on the way home, this is crazy. She sees a black duffel bag on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So she goes, wow, that's weird, and just keeps driving. No, that would be the smart thing to do. No, she slams on her brakes like there's a kitten in the road and says, "I'm so curious of what's inside this black bag."
If I get questioned by the cops, I get at least bereavement pay, right?
What are people's fantasies or what's in black bags on the side of the road, first of all? What's best case scenario?
Right.
Do they picture like Ocean's 11 and they were coming from Vegas with like a truck with the back doors open, a van, and one of the bags of money fell out as they went over a bump on a farm road?
Babyface Nelson threw one out in 1929 after he robbed a bank trying to get rid of the evidence.
He's trying to make the fuzz swerve off the road. Throw whatever he had at him.
Chase that.
That's what I mean. Like, what is your goddamn fantasy of what's in there? To me, best case scenario, dirty socks. Best case scenario. Best case, right?
Best case scenario, somebody on their way home from a business trip decided they didn't want to wash those when they got home. Fuck it, I'll buy new ones.
That's best case scenario. So
I'm not bothering about the luggage.
It's never a bag full of unmarked bills. I'll tell you that right now.
No. With no ink all over them? No way.
Never, ever, ever, never. Yeah, even if it was money, it was from a bank robbery and it's covered in ink and that's why they threw it out. You can't use it.
It's dyed. That's why they don't want it, because they know they can't spend it.
So... Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
She pulls over, gets out of her car, zips this bag open like a lunatic, and makes a discovery here, which is... and if we find out, too, about 2 minutes later, this bag probably would have been found anyway, and she wouldn't have had to traumatize herself, which is hilarious. Geez. She unzips it, sitting on top. There are bloody paper towels, first of all, making a layer. And on top of the bloody paper towels are bloody trimming shears.
Oh.
And bloody paper towels. Now, a reporter later on would say... quote, she's curious enough to open it more, and it's a pair of legs.
Oh, great. What size are they?
She saw, I've been looking for a pair of legs. But she saw bloody trimming shears and bloody towels and paper towels and said, I want to see what else is in here.
I'm going to keep going.
I'm going to keep going. She didn't say, whoa, hey now.
At the bottom of this is where the stacks of 50s are.
Well, they put this over so to keep the looky-loos away. You know what I mean? No one's going to go past layers of bloody towels to get to our money.
Silly rabbit, I'm getting your money.
They didn't depend on old Gene here. persevering through it all. Jesus Christ. So she opens it up. Holy shit, there's legs. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Just at this time, as she's reviling from this amputated legs in a bag, human legs, just at that time, her neighbor happens to pass by, driving by. Her neighbor also happens to be the chief of police.
Of course he is.
That's a small town.
You didn't have to do this at all, Gene.
He might have saw that and went, gee, wonder what's in that bag. Since as a cop, you're the only person whose job it really is to be curious about that sort of thing.
And he wouldn't have been curious. He would have saw the bag and said, fuck, legs. I got to open it.
I know it's legs. It's not going to be money. I know that much. You know that's what he's going to say. I've been doing this a long time. I know it's not.
That's not retirement. I know that.
That is a severed body part in there. I'm sure of it. So he stops, and there are two more bags, plastic garbage bags, deeper away from the side of the road, kind of by some shrubs also.
Yeah.
And a quote is, the body parts were stacked on the side of the road, and it was an odd way to hide the body because it was a fairly well-traveled road.
Yeah.
Obviously, if the teacher and the chief of police were on it at the same time, it's not like
it's now.
Yeah,
that's
it's
too
not
many
like
people.
It's a back trail or something. It's just there. So they discover this. In one of the bags is a human torso.
Oh, no.
A torso. That's nice. This torso is cut in half long ways like you would do with a cow.
What?
Yeah. Like
what Rocky punched.
Yeah, split in half, making sides of beef, which is... That's something right there. When somebody does that, it's one thing to cut legs off, but then when you start slicing torsos open, you're dealing with internal organs. You got to have some stomach for that
shit.
That's
a real mess.
Yeah, that's disgusting, and that's something I couldn't deal with. So that's wild.
That's hatred. That's a very personal thing.
It's either that or it's a very professional thing, one or the other. Because
there you go. Yeah, that's
what the fucking mafia would do to people. It's efficient. Put them in a bathtub and butcher them out like a cow.
So being capable of that is like...
Oh, you got to be cold.
Oh,
that's cold.
Yeah.
To be able to do that to a human, that's something. So the rest of the bags on the side contained more body parts, as we'll talk about. Also, more bloody towels, things like that. So they find the legs, they find the torso, then they find another bag, a head. No arms, though.
No arms.
They never, ever find the arms of this woman. It's a woman
that's a
that they can figure
puzzle.
out. But no arms, but the rest of it they have here. So
is the only tool that they found to do like this the shears?
They don't know, but that's what they found here.
Okay.
They don't know what it was done with, but that's what they found here. They don't assume that a garden shears are going to open a human torso.
Yeah,
But this is disturbing. This is it's bad. This is a game of hangman you could never lose anyway, but other than that, this is the most disturbing shit I've ever heard of. This is bad.
You have the most dangerous landscaper on the planet out there free.
Jesus, man, that's disturbing. So they had to try to figure out who this was. They figured out it's a woman, an older woman. They figured it's not a teenager or a young woman. Okay. So they're trying to figure it out. So what they need to do is they have no fingerprints or anything. So they need people to come forward and say,
I'm missing somebody. And
so the way they do this is they say, well, we have the head.
Right.
The head's in pretty decent shape.
Oh.
So let's go in. Who's that artist kid we hired down at the department to do them sketches? Call him up, sit him down at a table, and then plunk that head on the table in front of him. Tell him to sketch that out if he likes drawing so much.
The guy that draws when people do bad things around here. We haven't had anything bad. Let's have him. Let's get our money's worth out of him. Make it live, young man.
This is just someone who really loved art. And they're trying to, as a kid, they had dreams of like doing artwork and being an artist. Yeah. And now there's a severed head on a table before them. And they're like, make it look alive. It's like, shit.
Did you ever get that book from the Scholastic Reader that showed you how to draw faces?
Yeah. Not severed ones, though.
Where it gives you like vague shapes of faces. And you can
I remember that.
Take hairstyles and eyes and nose and plug them onto the shape.
Never could do it. I suck at drawing.
So bad.
Nope.
I don't have that. I don't have that in my brain.
All those books were like, it's so easy, anyone can do it, which made it even worse for me because I'm like, not me, you cocksuckers. Thanks a lot.
You said anybody, and you just made me feel like
anybody.
So alone.
Yeah. Like it was like remedial reading. Anybody can do it with some motivation. No, I don't have the talent for that. So they did, and the police create a sketch of the head, and they released that to the media. Anybody know this lady by any chance? She's older than 50. That's all they really have. Maybe in her 50s, 60s, something like that. Head. Anybody missing someone with a head without a head? Anybody?
Yeah.
So the cause of death is found to be a single gunshot wound to the head from a .38 caliber bullet.
Okay.
All right. Now they released the sketch, and they talked to all the neighbors, of course. 2 of the neighbors in this area heard a noise similar to the firing of a gun coming from the area around 10:30 on a night that they thought that was when they think some of this could have happened. Okay. So that's a problem we'll talk about later anyway. So let's talk about some people now. All right.
Okay.
We have a horrible mystery of a dismembered body and a woman with a head sitting on a sketch artist table. Let's leave that for a second.
People, we'll trade you all this for 2 arms.
That's it. Yeah. Trying to figure this out. Well, if only we could find the arms, that would help a lot. So, which is probably why you can't find them, because it'd be easier to identify her. Yeah. Let's talk about a lady named Wilma Plaster. Okay. Wilma was born in Ozark County, Missouri in 1923.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She meets her future husband when she's 15.
Really?
Yeah. He's only 17. So let's all take a breath of relief there. Everyone was expecting he's 32 and, the pastor of her church or some shit. But no, it's good. He's 17. She's 15. They meet. It's young romance and they love each other and all that sort of thing. They marry.
She's born in 27 then.
23.
She's born in 23?
She's born in 23.
Born in 21 then.
Yeah, it's 21. They marry 6 months later.
Yeah.
Quick little courtship. He's 18. She's 16.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. World War II comes along.
Poor bastard.
And
right in the fucking thick of it.
Absolutely. Her husband's name is Leighton, and Leighton signs up for World War II and becomes a pilot in the Navy where he flew in the South Pacific.
Awesome.
That is a bad-ass dude. Like, that's dogfighting and shit. Like,
right.
That's crazy.
You're dogfighting the Japanese over the ocean in a single-engine prop plane.
That is balls. You couldn't carry with a fucking wheelbarrow. That's impressive.
I wouldn't get in a prop plane if it hovered around the airport.
No, if people were serving me champagne and feeding me meals during it, and I had the best pilot in the world and everything else, I'm not even getting in it. This guy's like, I'll go up in it and go ahead and shoot at me. I'll shoot back.
I'll take off from a boat on the ocean, and then I'll land on it.
I'll return to that after I'm done shooting people out of the sky that are trying to shoot me from the sky. Balls.
He did it.
Fucking sack on this guy. So
did he survive it?
Yeah, he made it through. He made it through, came out the other side, and after that, he becomes a pastor of the pastor of their church.
Really?
And I mean, he's a kind of a cool guy. He's a World War II pilot. War hero guy. That's
the story.
That's a cool dude. Yeah, everybody was like gathered around him and looked up to him for that. And so that's what it's like. That's the Wilma and Leighton, and they have the church as the center of their life. She's the pastor's wife. So somebody new comes into town. She's the one who comes in and goes over and welcomes them. She'll show up at your door with pie. You know what I mean? She's bringing pie over. Like, you just know it.
Or fried chicken. One of the two.
Get the taste in your mouth. It's coming. So there's something happening here. So they have a nice life. They have 4 kids.
Okay.
Very nice, which is wonderful. And they raise their family, and they're very happy for years and years. The kids end up, when they move out, they have a nice life. They don't even have like the, empty nest thing where they then don't like each other anymore. Then they just start hanging out and going out and doing more stuff together once the kids move out. And they, have a great relationship there. It's so weird that people would meet when they're 17 and 15 as teenagers. That's like a junior and a sophomore in high school meeting and then actually still liking each other 50 years later. It's pretty impressive. It's rare.
If you meet, I can't imagine staying with that girl I dated in high school. We would Oh, God, one of us would be arrested by now.
Yeah, how different have you grown just now? Add 20 years to that. So,
entirely different person.
They go out. There's pictures of them, like, going out. Like, they look like they're definitely going to do something country western, because he's got, like, a country western shirt. She's wearing, like, a Colonel Sanders tie.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? And a white... They look like they're definitely going out doing some sort of line dancing or something. Some kind of country concert. I don't know. Branson. Hardcore Branson.
Fantastic.
So 1984 comes along now. Yeah. And they've been together for so many years, and he survived single-engine dogfights over the Pacific and everything else.
Unbelievable.
Now he's confronted, Leighton's confronted with something that he can't beat here, and brutal, he is diagnosed with ALS, which Lou Gehrig's disease, as we know, and that's about the worst disease you can get. I'm trying to think of a worse diagnosis, and it's tough to come up with one. I mean, I'm sure maybe there are, but I mean, that's a race to the bottom there. It's a bad one.
Yeah, I mean, that's parsing like who's more callous at that point?
Yeah,
by
who's worse,
that
Bundy or Gacy?
Disease.
It's like, it's bad.
It's
bad.
Would
you rather be raped while you're alive, or when your head's removed and you're in a forest? Which one?
Or after, when you've 2 weeks later, when you're less a bunch of skin.
Yeah, how about that? So it's a bad disease, is what we're saying.
Yeah. All right.
Really bad. He's diagnosed with it, and only 5 months and 15 days after his diagnosis, he dies. So, I mean, there's not a lot you can do now. I know there are treatments now, though. I don't know about 1984, what it was. If it was just like, whoa, you're fucked. I mean, I don't know if maybe they just said that. They're like, ooh, hands off.
The second person since Lou to get it.
Just him and Lou. Man, not feeling so lucky now. No. So now Wilma's alone. And now she's got to find a life. She doesn't crumble. She's no wilting flower.
No?
She still goes to church and everything because that's her jam. But, I mean, now she starts making friends and going out, doing things and partying and, going to Branson and watching shows. And, it's if you don't know, by the way, Branson, Missouri is a strange hotspot for show business. It's like a weird... it's like a Midwestern Vegas without the gambling. That's the best way to put it.
It's also small Memphis.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's between Nashville and Vegas. That's kind of like what they want it to be, but it's mainly just old people watching shows of other old people. But they draw huge crowds there.
Huge.
Massive. Massive. They have 10,000 seat fucking places that they fill for. I mean, these huge theaters. People will go there, build a theater, and then just do basically a residency in their own theater and just make hand over fist fucking money for years and years and years. It's wild. So, but hey, more power to you. So she meets a woman friend that they start someone to go out with because, you've been married for this long and then your husband was sick and all that. So you haven't been going out on the town.
Companionship of
something.
Similar age, similar likes, interests, just a good friend that can go kill some time with.
Somebody to talk to also, I'm assuming after all that, maybe someone with similar experiences in their life.
Sure.
So Janice Cook is that lady that they become good friends. They start hitting the town together, start going to shows, and they go country line dancing a whole bunch.
Fuck yes.
Oh, they do some fucking Billy Ray Cyrus boot scooting, boy. Let me tell you something. They absolutely fucking do it, man. So she's making friends now. There's actually church people that think Wilma's getting a little wild.
Oh,
look at her! She's going out. I can see her neck. This is crazy.
Yeah,
like her neckline is below it, just her neck.
Right.
I mean, geez, it's crazy. I saw her ankles last week. This is Wilma.
Her clavicle, see her sternum.
We got to rein her in here. This is wild stuff. But
I don't know what color her chest is.
Yeah, but she's just enjoying herself. It's the 80s. This is like 1987, 88, 87. I mean, it's people go out, they have a good time. She's trying to
have your fun. Yeah.
She's trying to blend in, and she's not an old woman at this point.
No.
I mean, what is she? She's born in 23, so she's fucking 60. 60? In her early 60s.
Yeah,
that's
62. Yeah.
You don't just sit in a rocking chair and retire with a book at that age. You're looking to have a companion and do things.
Yeah. My mom has a 392 Charger, same age. She's out there running around this fucking crazy race car.
Yeah, my dad's in his mid 60s, and he fucking always on his motorcycle and everything else. I mean, it's just it's not a crumble in your rocking chair age like it was
when I was a
back
kid,
in the day.
Boy, oh boy!
Oh, those people were like 100 when they were 65. You're like, this person.
You all right?
How are you still alive?
Tomorrow?
Yeah. What's wrong with you? Look at you. But nowadays, people in their 60s they're doing great. So she's the same way. She meets a man, as a matter of fact, a couple years later. Yeah, in 88, 89, she meets a nice man named Carl. Okay. And he's a nice older gentleman. He'll stop by at church with her sometimes. He doesn't live around here, though, so he has to come in to hang out with her. He lives in Arkansas, so... Yeah, he comes to Branson to hang out. That's how they met. And so, he comes and hangs out with her. And Janice and those two, they go out.
Cutting it up on the music scene.
Cutting it up. You know it. You know they're just having a ball here. And he's just a nice old guy, too, looking for companionship. Everybody says, well, that Carl, she found a nice guy there. And so October 3rd, 1989, Wilma's daughter, Linda, who is her oldest daughter, I believe, she tries to get a hold of her mom, and she can't get a hold of her. Wilma's can't find her. They had talked like 3 days earlier, and Wilma, this is how Wilma's got a life. She's buzzing. She's not sitting around waiting for calls from the kids, and she's happy to talk to grandkids and talk to the kids, but at the same time, she's like, I'll talk to you when I have time because, Wilma's got to cut a rug here. She's got some shit to do. She told her daughter that, I'm pretty busy. I got stuff going on for the next few days. I'll talk to you in a couple days. Call me back in a couple days. Which is cool as shit. She's just like, I'm doing stuff. Leave me alone.
Give me 48 hours to be Wilma. I'll talk at you later.
I'm not babysitting. Go away.
No.
So, okay, shit. So Linda waits the requisite couple of days and then calls her back, and she doesn't answer the phone. Yeah. So she's like, that's weird. She always answers the phone. But she also says, I haven't talked to her in a couple days. Yeah. Who knows what she's doing? Maybe she spent the night in Branson.
You don't know.
Yeah, who knows? So that's the October 3rd. She can't get a hold of her. And then October 4th goes by. October 5th goes by. Then October 6th, she still can't get a hold of her mom.
Really?
October 6th, it's announced that the body is found in parts on the side of the road.
Okay.
Now, Linda, just based on the fact that she hasn't been able to get a hold of her mom, is worried because she hears it's an older woman that they found on the side of the road. She thinks, my mother, obviously, what are the chances of her? She just doesn't run with people who would. Right. She's not part of a cartel or anything. She hangs out. Yeah,
out of a 63-year-old woman.
She hangs out with a couple other 60-year-old church people, and they go country line dancing. Usually, that doesn't end in someone's torso being cut in half, for the most part. So she's just scared. So she doesn't know, though. So they say, fuck, this is weird. So Linda decides to go down to the police station and speak with detectives and make sure it's not her mom, basically.
Oh.
And they show her the sketch, and they said that she shoved the drawing back to the detective and said, quote, it can't be my mother, and don't show me that again.
Oh. It's good.
She's in denial. Yeah, I mean, it didn't even get halfway across the table to her. Oh. She was like, I don't want to see that.
Wow.
Which means it's a problem. And
they got fucking Bob Ross over there just crushing it.
He did a great job too.
Yeah.
I've seen the picture of her alive and the sketch, and you're like, whoa, yeah, you can put those together big time.
Nice job, sir.
To get that from a severed head is pretty good, honestly. It's impressive. So and then dental records, now they know which dental records to check.
To look at, yeah.
Dental records would confirm that it actually is Wilma Plaster that they have found. So obviously family devastated. The church is blown away by this.
Sure.
She's just doesn't lead the type of lifestyle that normally leads you to be dismembered on the side of the road.
Yeah.
She's not like a college girl who, went to some frat party or something. I'm not saying that'll lead you there, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean,
your lifestyle, the more people you're open to, it's just different.
There's more stories of people going to a frat party and not leaving the same way they came than 63-year-olds going to church and not leaving church the same way they came.
Or even like Ted Bundy, who's just cruising for him in the parking lot. That's who he's targeting.
Yeah.
A young, pretty girl. They're not like, oh, let me get grandma over there. I bet you she's got something I want. Like, it's just not normal, So
Leland, was that the husband's name?
Which husband? Leighton.
Leighton. Jeez. Poor
family.
lady. Like, he would have never allowed this shit to happen.
No, absolutely not. This seems like Leighton would have. He's a tough man.
Fired up the plane.
He's a tough man. And there's a picture of him too. Him and her standing by one of these single engine planes, and he's in his fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow Man uniform with the fucking cravat and all that shit going, and that little chef's hat on, and
those baggy white pants.
Little fucking burger chef hat on, like he's about to whip up a burger and fries in the 50s. So he looks like,
on that. That's fascinating. There's a thin line between would you like fries and a shake with that, or Japanese die?
Yeah. Or war hero. Salute to you, sir. You brave son of a bitch.
Would you like another scoop with that? Or
It's so weird. So strange.
Entirely different guy, but they look the same.
They look the fucking same. Very strange. Same uniform. Maybe that's why the pilots don't wear those anymore.
That's probably why the burger shop boys did wear them, so that they felt tough.
Yeah. Otherwise,
pink shake.
As Japanese shoot at you through the air, you don't want them screaming out, "I'll have fries with that, motherfucker." Like, that's... I mean, you don't understand it anyway. It's in Japanese, but still. To know that they know is not okay. Gives them power at that point. So they go to Wilma's house, and her house looks like you'd expect a single 63-year-old woman's, 66-year-old woman's house to look, clean and pristine.
Yeah.
That's just how they all look. So
raked carpet.
Yep. They said the cops even said it smelled pristine in there, didn't smell sour or just, like nothing. So
musty, nothing.
Yeah. The only thing, though, as they looked around, the only thing they found out of place was that they figured out that the gardening shears and a knife that they found in the bags on the side of the road are from this house. There's a knife missing from the block that matches that knife, and there's a gardening shear missing from a set of gardening shears out in the garage. And they put that together.
She has got the whole set.
Enough to where they're like, she would definitely not lose one of them. It's got to be that one. You know what I mean?
If she has the trimmer, the hedger, she definitely has, and there's a space right there for it.
See, it's like outlined on the garage wall.
Unbelievable.
She puts it up there,
Wow.
She's got it together.
She had all the knives?
All of them, I guess, Not one missing somewhere that broke or somebody borrowed it.
Yeah. I used one as a tool and broke it.
Yeah, that happens. I've done that myself. I've done that.
Like a Texas Roadhouse one in its place.
One year back in the day, I had just moved into an apartment. And I didn't have any tools or anything. This was back in the day, and we got a Christmas tree. I used a knife from the block to saw the bottom of the Christmas tree to get it to fit into the fucking stand. I used a serrated to start with, and then when I fucked that one all up, I went to like the straight edge one and just really trimmed down the wood at the end there. So we were missing all the big guns out of that set. That was a problem. It was an issue. How awful is that?
Cutting a roast with a paring knife.
Sorry, I have to. It's Christmas.
Carve the turkey. Would you hand me that paring knife?
How's the tree look? That's what I want to ask you. Even, right? I had to do it so it didn't like tilt in the thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't even on the bottom. So,
Hand me that cheese cleaver.
Unreal.
So I can carve the turkey.
I feel like such an idiot for doing that, but I had
Hilarious.
to. I was like 23 probably too, which was also, it's all I had. I didn't have a fucking Sawzall or anything of that nature. So they conclude that, and also her car is missing from the garage.
Oh, really?
She's got a Chevy Beretta that's missing from the garage. There, yikes! He says that wasn't even like a thought. That just came subconsciously.
Poor thing.
Out of your mouth. Yikes! I had a couple friends with Berettas in high school because they were a shit car you could get for $1,000 as a high school kid. 80s, old. They're 10 years old, shitty Berettas, and man, were they hunks of shit. They rattled everywhere.
Chevy just made the worst sedans, just the biggest pieces of shit.
They all
Between
suck.
The celebrity, they all did. Ford, Dodge, Chevy, they were all pieces of shit.
And so in the 90s, they started making nicer ones, and some of them. Yeah, but the 80s were just...
Cordova.
Oh, that's the 70s now. Tornado. What about a Tornado, Jimmie? How about that?
Coronado, yeah.
Tornado and a Cordova and all that shit.
There's so many bad sedans.
There are.
Fucking Fifth Avenue, the New Yorker. They were just awful cars.
No balls.
No, God, Jesus.
No.
So the Shadow.
160 horsepower, giant four-door sedan. Like, that's not going to work.
So heavy.
So
fucking
heavy.
Reliant K car. Yuck.
Oh, those pieces of shit. The Aries, all those.
They all
stuff.
look the same.
Yeah.
They're all just a square fucking car.
Because they made the same body in 3 different brand names. They do all
brands.
that. It'd be a Dodge, it'd be a Plymouth, it'd be a Chrysler, the same shit.
Just a different name.
Yeah, it's all in a
Cirrus.
It's all a Dodge Omni. Sorry, whether it's an Omni or a Plymouth Horizon or a fucking Chrysler. Those are the 3 little ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing also they notice in the garage, and part of that is because the car's missing, so they have access to the floor, is that the floor and everything in this garage is absolutely spotless.
Really?
In a garage, the floor is dusty because people sweep their garages, but nobody mops their garages usually unless they're doing like work with stuff on it. But an old lady.
That thing's leaking all kinds of shit.
Oil everywhere. Oil, transmission fluid, all sorts of shit.
Antifreeze on the walls, for Christ's sake.
Probably blood. We don't know what they're putting in there. We don't know what Chevy's doing in the 80s. Terrible. Yeah. Our cars now with A positive blood.
Our cars bleed.
Our cars will bleed for you. That's how great our cars are. So
union employee blood all over this thing.
Oh, this is good. This is assembly line blood right here. So they notice it's really clean, like cleaning product clean, too clean. So they go, let's get the luminol out and spray it on the floor here. And then everything comes to life because they find giant swirl patterns of blood in the middle of the room, in the middle of the garage. Like,
are there any cleaning solvents that can beat luminol?
I'm not sure. I don't think so because the thing is, it'll come up with like what the cleaning solution. So like it'll glow a bunch of that cleaning solution. So if there's a big spot with all bleach everywhere, that's a pretty good indication that that's where it happened.
But that shit reacts with like the hemoglobin in blood. I can't believe I just spit that word out.
Spit that out, Jimmie. Spit hot fire. Hot hemoglobin like fire.
The shit that's in blood, and that's what glows. But like, is there anything that I don't think there's anything that breaks that down fast enough that you can't see
I'm not sure.
Luminol, right? I'm not sure
either. And in '89, I really don't know what they knew. You know what I mean?
I do know that I've never ever seen a crime show where blood was everywhere and they sprayed luminol and it didn't work.
Yeah. Bodily fluids are found. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right, let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going, look good out there, and you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable, and you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, well, still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah. They're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options. Nice. It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it, and get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So they say like someone had a towel and just swirled something on the floor. Yeah. It's right in the middle. And so the cops go, well, this is probably where she was dismembered, because this is where the bulk of the blood is here.
It's a whole lot of blood.
Shot in the head with a .38 isn't going to
like that.
No, she didn't get her throat cut somewhere, so she probably all her blood was still in her. They dismembered her, and so they figure they probably dismembered her pretty quick too. Yeah. For her to bleed freely like that. And so the cops go to the neighbors, okay? And one of the neighbors said that he heard a loud bang on October 3rd. Yeah. Like a gunshot. He went into his garage because he said it sounded like something fell in there, like maybe a can of paint. Okay. And decided that there was no cans of paint that fell, but who knows what the fuck it was. Heard a noise, never mind.
Going back to bed.
That's the thing. If you only hear one gunshot, you go, what was that? And you listen for more and you go, I don't know. Could have been anything, I guess.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's what you do. If you heard three more after 10 seconds, you go, those were gunshots. I'm figuring out what the fuck's going on. But one, you go, what was that noise? Is that a gunshot? No, that was fireworks. Was it this? Was it that? I don't know. Cherry bomb. It happens
Most people go, was that gunshots? And everybody goes, I don't know, maybe. And then you go, Didn't hear anything else.
Yeah, you stop, you go, well, I guess it's fine. I didn't hear a scream afterwards.
No scream, no sirens. Yeah. Let's get back to the party.
It's like when you hear brakes screeching somewhere, you say, huh? You stop for a second, you don't hear, and you go, I guess everybody's fine.
Open another beer.
That's it. So, yeah, another neighbor, an old lady, said she saw a silver car parked at Wilma's house over the last few days on and off. At one point, this silver car even pulled into the garage.
Oh.
So, making himself at home, and that would mean that Wilma's car was not in the garage at that point.
Can't be, yeah.
Can't be.
Yeah.
It's a one-car garage from the house here. So, the police decide, well, we got to find this, and the only evidence we have and the only thing we have to go on is silver car. So, they put an APB out on a silver car.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. And the old lady who told she didn't know make, model, any of that shit, she just said, I don't know, it's a silver car, medium-sized. So there's a 10 million of those on the road. As a matter of fact, through the picture of her, she is standing next to her silver car, which is a silver, like, Chevy Celebrity she's standing next to. And you're like, that's how many silver cars. You're standing next to one.
That's how she knows it's silver.
That's it.
Like
just
this.
like my car.
Yeah.
So they're searching and searching. They want to find Wilma's car because they figure that would be the easiest thing to find because it's an entire fucking car.
Yeah.
Can't really hide it too well. It's, we'll see. Somebody would probably dump her car or something. So
we also know the license plate of that.
That helps as well.
Yeah.
That helps. So they end up actually a hotel employee at the Ramada Inn in Springfield.
Oh.
As he's pulling into the parking lot to go to work, there's a radio broadcasting this information that there's this dead woman. The police have come up with this car. They're looking for this car. If you see this car, please contact police. Here's the car, maroon Beretta. Here's the license plate. And this happens as the man is driving past her car in the Ramada Inn parking lot.
Hey, look. Maroon Beretta.
He's like, there's a maroon Beretta license plate. He looks, he's like, I'll be a motherfucker. That's the car.
It's got to be the same feeling as when you're listening to the lotto numbers and you're looking at your ticket.
And you're like, you didn't even.
Right now.
And you were just getting other shit and you were like, give me a Powerball too. Yeah, whatever. You didn't even think about it.
Just draw them on your own.
It's in your cup holder in your car. You didn't even fucking take it inside. You didn't care.
Right.
Yeah. So then you went out and got it. So they saw the license plate. They come. They search. They find the car. They tow it away, looking for any evidence in the car they might be able to find. The other thing that's gross is they end up searching through all of the dumpsters in the Ramada Inn, which for arms.
Oh, right. They're still looking for those.
They're looking for the arms.
And we've got a car. Maybe
it's
they
here.
dumped the arms in the trash.
It's as good a place as any to look with. So they sent these cops to pick through, and hotels have massive dumpsters full of, the grossest shit ever because it's a hotel. Nobody cares. They live like animals in there.
The amount of rubbers in there is crazy.
The dumpster's half semen. Let's be honest. It's half semen.
Yeah, you've got to wade
condoms and whatever else people are jacketing in. I don't know. It's just
sheets
disgusting.
And blankets that the hotel decided that bleach wasn't strong enough to fix
blood
this.
and bodily fluids of all kinds covering them. It's disgusting in there.
Yeah.
And so someone had to pick through all of that looking for arms too. That's best case scenario is I find decomposed human arms. That's great. So that's what they do. And at that point, the police say, okay, we have a car. We have something. We feel like she's dismembered at home.
Yeah.
But we don't know who to talk to. So they talk to all of her friends and family, and they say, anybody we should talk to, any friends of hers that might know who she might have gone with. Maybe she met somebody and went with them or, whatever. Just how can we do this? They asked the kids what she's been up to. Because they would know possibly what your mom been doing. And they said, well, she didn't have any enemies at all. She's a nice old lady who went to church and, did line dancing. Like, well, who the fuck is she going to piss off? No, she had a big, she was selling coke and this other cartel moved in and they said, not on our turf. You know what I mean? It was rough.
Somebody real pissed about her fucking watermelon crawl.
Yeah, super upset about it. They said you should talk to her best friend, Janice. She's been her best friend since our dad died. She started hanging out with her, and they've been best friends. So they talked to Janice, and Janice said, well, we haven't seen each other in a while because Janice started seeing someone, like having a serious relationship. So rather than hanging out with Wilma, Janice was hanging out with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Which happens, you know what I mean? And the kids said Wilma was actually kind of upset because Janice sort of ditched her.
Yeah. I mean, you get a dude and now all of a sudden you don't want to hang out?
But Janice wasn't mad at her. Janice was just hanging out with her boyfriend. So they're like, I don't think Janice would kill her because Wilma was sort of a little upset that she has a boyfriend now. That's not a real good motive for a 60-something-year-old lady to kill another 60-something-year-old lady.
Jealous I'm having bread pudding, I'll murder you.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Dorothy would have stabbed Blanche in the face over a cheesecake long ago if that was a thing that happened on the regular.
Upset. I'm having a tapioca date. I'll kill you in your own home.
In your own home. So that's not a thing. No. They said that she had ended her relationship with Carl because they said any men. That's who we really want to talk to.
Yeah.
They said, well, she had a boyfriend, but she ended the relationship. And they said, okay, was he upset? Why did she end the relationship? And they said, well, she ended it because she found out he was actually married and had a wife in Arkansas.
Attaboy, Carl.
So Carl would just come to Branson and live a whole nother life.
Fun, yeah.
And then go back to Arkansas and, hi, honey, I'm home. And that was that.
He's Carl in Branson. He's Charles in Arkansas.
No shit. So that's what he does. So police are like, we'd love to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
A guy whose wife, I mean, not only him.
What's his fucking deal?
Him and his wife we'd like to talk to because she'd be has a reason to be pissed off at Wilma, and this guy has a reason to maybe try to get her out of the fucking picture too. So we need to talk to Carl. So they talk to Carl. He talks voluntarily, comes in. They call him. He drives from Arkansas, sits down with them. He says, well, the whole time in question, he was in Arkansas and has plenty of witnesses and alibis, and he never...
Oh, the time she's missing.
The whole time she's missing, from October 3rd through the time the body's found. This whole time he's never been in Missouri. So they're like, they said that they did a whole thing. They looked into it. He never owned a silver car. He's never rented a silver car. His wife doesn't have a silver car. His brother doesn't have a silver car. He doesn't have access to a silver car also. So they're like, okay. They go, well, it's not you, obviously, but what about your wife? Now,
she could be so mad.
If I'm with somebody for 40 years, we build a life, and then I find out he's going out, having a good time and boot scooting with some other broad in another state, I might be pissed off enough to do something about it. And Carl says, well, I can guarantee you it wasn't my wife. I know for sure. And they go, how the fuck can you be so sure? And he goes, because she never found out. That's why. She never found out I was cheating on her. And I'd like to keep it that way if we could maybe keep this between us, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
She doesn't know right now.
She doesn't know now.
You ask her a thing about a missing woman, and she's going to find out right then.
That's when she's going to find out. So Carl's like, believe me, trust me when I say you don't need to talk to her because she doesn't know anything. So they're like, this is hilarious.
Happen to have a largemouth bass so I can prove I was fishing.
I'm going to stop at the store and grab a trout.
Perch, anything.
I'll take a crappie. I'll do anything. A walleye.
Rub it on my neck, make me smell fishy, and I can take it home.
Give me a halibut. I don't care. I'll say it. I don't know how I found it in the lake. It doesn't matter.
I went to Alaska. I don't give a shit.
It's fine. So that's funny. So they go, okay, we can rule Carl out. His alibi checks out in Arkansas, and his wife never knew, so it's fine. So they talk to Janice, and Janice says, we haven't been hanging out, but Wilma was upset with me, but I was never mad at her. I wouldn't kill her because she was upset with me about finding a boyfriend. I was too busy fucking my boyfriend. Like, who am I going to kill?
What the fuck?
So they go, okay. They go, but she did make another friend since we stopped hanging out so much.
Is it Paint Can Man?
So that's the thing. No. None of the neighbors. She met another woman that she goes out on the town with named Shirley Joe Phillips.
Okay.
Now, Shirley Joe, apparently, Plaster, they had been going to, let me give a quote here. She became a member of a fan club for the Cody brothers. They were a pair of brother singers who had a show in Branson.
Brother singers.
And their picture, they look identical. They both.
Oh, really?
They both look like low-budget Wayne Newton. Country Wayne Newton, if you had to make him. I don't know.
Country Wayne Newton.
It's a very weird thing here. And they had to do this show, and they said after she joined the fan club, she became friends with a woman named Shirley Jo Phillips, who was the vice president of their fan club.
Oh,
yeah.
Bigwig.
So she started hanging out. They started going to events together, concerts, out for drinks, dancing. They're always seen together. Shirley Jo comes to church with Wilma. They go, that's Shirley Jo's sure is a nice girl and all that kind of shit. And everything's nice. They asked Shirley Jo, what is it that you liked about Wilma Plaster?
Yeah.
And she said, this must be a Southernism or something because this means something very different in other parts of the country. She said, Wilma was my friend. She first came on to me like a mother figure. Which just strikes the ear odd, but I feel like I get what she's saying.
That just doesn't swear.
Yeah. But I looked at her like an older sister. So that's what she says.
Okay. So she would look after me, but I saw her as my equal.
So she's like an older sister, because she's a few years older. She's not much older, by the way. Okay. She's, I think, 8 years older than her or something. So like a sister range, definitely not a mother.
Certainly not a mother.
No, definitely not. So Shirley Jo Phillips was born Joanne Jackson and she kept the Jo. That's the only part of that fucking name she kept. 2 letters.
Yeah.
Yep. She's born September 18th, 1936. So actually 13 years. So that's a good distance, but still in the sister range. No.
Yeah.
Well, it may be in Missouri back in the day, but not now. Hopefully. So she grew up in Atoka, Oklahoma.
Oh.
And she grew up on a hard scrabble kind of farm. Mom and dad.
I've never even heard of that place. It's got to be mad rural.
And this is toward the end of the Dust Bowl, too. So this is, it's hard times in Oklahoma. This is southeastern Oklahoma this is in.
Oh, boy.
It's rough. They lived on 40 acres east of town, but they're very poor because the farm doesn't produce a whole lot.
East of a town you've never heard of.
Yeah, outside of that town that you've never heard of. Holy shit. They had no electricity in the 30s still, and then in the 40s as she's growing up, there's no electricity. Right. So, I mean, we've already beaten Hitler, and she doesn't even have she can't plug something into the wall.
Wow.
That's wild. And no car either, which is tough when you live on a farm outside of a town. How do you get anywhere or do anything?
Yeah, what do you do?
How do you take your goods in to sell?
I don't know.
You know?
You got to horse them in?
I suppose. You got a carriage, a cart, like
Mule?
It's 50 years earlier. So her father is Edmund Jackson, and he was the county treasurer for a little bit in the 30s, right when she was first born. And Leela would harvest, that's the mother, Leela Jackson is her mother. She would harvest sweet corn and potatoes and peanuts and all that kind of shit.
Sweet corn, potatoes, peanuts. Okay,
and they also had chickens and cows, too. Yeah. So they would do that. They'd make dairy and do that kind of thing, too.
But it's things that you have to sell a shitload of
a lot,
to make a dollar.
A lot. Yeah. This is a farm. I mean, that's what they're doing. So they're not breeding rare quail that you can
some fucking
pheasant.
Wagyu steaks.
We jerked the cow off yesterday. He's feeling great. So Shirley said, quote, I felt blessed with the crops. This is Shirley Jo here. It was strictly country living, basically a happy life. Dad and I were extremely close. He taught me how to fish, how to take care of the horses. He was the one who guided me. Mom was pretty strict.
Okay.
So she definitely likes her dad better than her mom, and that will continue throughout her life. And
Dad showed me how to do the fun stuff, and Mom was just really mean about everything?
I suppose she was strict, and Dad was just, I guess, outside. It's easy. You don't have to be that strict when you're teaching someone how to fish and take care of horses.
That's a party.
Yeah, homework is different.
Yeah.
So she said that she was she said she's a well-mannered child and all that sort of thing. She had to keep the house clean because her mom was out doing farm work.
Oh, boy.
She said, I was fussy with my things, very neat. I had to be. It was up to me and my sister to keep the house clean. Mother worked in the fields an awful lot, and when she was home, she was canning. So
she'd not a lot. Home with all this shit and have to can it to sell it. Yeah.
So she said it was pretty much up to us to keep the clothes clean and ironed. That iron was heavy too, the kind you heated up on the stove.
Oh dear God!
It was just a piece of iron that you'd get hot and put on something
with a hook on it that had an ivory coating around the hook.
Yeah, so you wouldn't fucking destroy your hand.
Fucking hand. Yeah.
Man. She said, though, it wasn't a bad life till she was 15, which is 1951. Her mother sought a divorce finally because she said her dad was a deadbeat.
Okay.
In the divorce, it said that Edmund had, quote, failed to provide food, shelter, and clothing for the children.
That seems like...
It's a valid complaint.
That's as failure
That's
as
all
you
the
get.
shit you need, yeah.
That's day one.
3 things you need. He's not giving any of it, so fuck that. So Layla wanted custody of Shirley Joe. She's the youngest kid. They have 3 kids. Shirley Joe's the youngest. She wants to keep her. But in December of 1952, the court gave Edmund custody.
He fought and got it.
Yes, and back then they would do that. They just give it to the father a lot of times,
Really?
Which is really weird because you would think they would give it to the parent who could provide the better life for the kid or whatever. Edmund doesn't even have a home. He lives in a boarding house with other guys. That's where he lives.
Like Leela's argument had merit.
It seems like it.
He can't even provide shelter for himself.
No, it's fucking wild. See, he's in a boarding house with other men, so they can't have a teenage girl in the boarding house. That's not
you can't.
Okay, obviously.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, her father, Edmund, is half Choctaw.
Oh, great.
He's half Choctaw, so she was sent to the Goodland Indian School, which was an orphanage.
Oh.
Yeah, which is not
Didn't
great.
sound like one.
No, it sounded like somebody was trying to do something good, but I think that's just a name. I think it was just
somebody's last name. Yeah.
a building full of people, of poor children who they were trying to not helping
Tom
very
Goodland, who is a very mean man to children.
Yeah, it calls it a school when it's more of an orphanage.
Yeah.
She ends up leaving the orphanage and graduates from Oklahoma City High School. And basically never turned back to look at Atoka with her dad again. Didn't want to do any of that. So from 53 to 89 here, from when she's, 17 to current day in our story here, she's married, she's divorced, she has a son. Oh, God. Glenn Buddy Minster. We'll talk about him.
Buddy.
He's a real prize. He looks exactly like Cletus the Slack-Jawed Yokel in live action from The Simpsons. Yeah, just her. That's exactly what he looks like. It is disturbing what a fucking dipshit hillbilly he looks like. I'm telling you. So she had lived in many different states, Shirley Joe. She's had a full life, man. She went to Michigan, Washington, Texas, Missouri, Oklahoma as well. We know that because she was arrested in Oklahoma City and in Lawrence County as well for forgery and embezzlement.
All right.
And they were later dropped, these charges, when she promised restitution and paid restitution. I think it was a job.
Okay.
So we don't know if she was having like a don't tell mom the babysitter's dead situation where she was trying to float petty cash to the next paycheck and, forged a receipt or something. We have no idea what this is for.
But whatever it is, there was money missing and she happened to have the exact dollar amount.
She certainly took it. Without, money she was empowered to watch over without her right to taking, So 1982 is when she moved to Springfield, and she had been doing temp secretarial work.
Yeah.
And apparently that she was terrible at that also.
Okay, well,
Said
I can imagine.
She was fired repeatedly. Had problems at this job, fired from that job. She's not good at all this shit at all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Corporate sucks, man. It's so hard.
Yeah, she can't go in temp work. Who you want to know who you are and if you're part of the team or not. Yeah. Sure, we all get it. So she is living in Springfield in an apartment right now. This is in 89, driving a 1978 Cadillac covered in Cody Brothers stickers.
Fuck yes.
I mean covered, like not just on bumpers, all over the fucking car.
Like it's wrapped.
Like it's a wrap, except an 80s wrap, which is just stickers.
It's just bumper stickers overlapping each other.
Yeah. Her father died in the 70s. He's been dead a long time. She has a burgundy Cadillac covered with John Paul Cody fan club stickers.
Jesus.
And one of her neighbors said, quote, "My husband called it the John Paul Cody car." The car had it written all over it. So she's that lady, that crazy lady with the crazy car. Now, 1989, May of 89, because we're in October 89. This is all going down with Wilma. Well, May of 89, Shirley has a fight with her mother, Leela.
Okay.
In May of 89, right around Mother's Day.
They speak.
Yeah. Well, they did up until now.
Yeah.
Up until 89 in May. And then Shirley stops talking to her mother. Done with her mother.
Had enough.
Done. Yes. So after her mother, after she's done talking to her mother, she really is in the Branson music scene a lot. Vice president of the fan club, like we talked about. They go to restaurants and do all that kind of shit and hang out and do everything. She met Wilma when one night they were all out at a table at a restaurant, and someone told Shirley Joe to come over here because there's someone I want to introduce you to that I think you'll get along with, and that's Wilma Plaster.
Hell yeah.
That's how they became friends. She's a widow of a minister, and she said all of her friends said she's a real good person, and she's fun and she laughs, and she's willing to do more things in her later years. She's not so stiff. So
isn't that fun? That
fun.
We see an older woman and another older woman that are not married, and we just go, you two should hang out, and then they do it. But if guys meet another older man, we're like, you've made it this far by yourself. You'll be all right.
You won't want to be together.
You don't hang out with me. Go
no,
on.
we don't.
Oh,
you like Dodge? I like Chevy. I don't want to talk to you. Like, men will find something when I don't feel like talking to you. Women will make it work.
Men don't form relationships in their 50s or later.
No, we're done by then.
It's over.
We've had it. So Shirley said, in Friends, I really look for someone with whom I have things in common. Well, that's unique of you.
That sounds
It's what most people do. Someone I could meet for lunch, and if we're lucky and have money, we can go shopping. Anything we do, I want us to have fun. And Wilma was that way also.
She was a girls' afternoon kind of gal.
Yeah,
huh?
let's go out and get some lunch and go to the mall. Yeah, we did so many crazy ththings together. Yeah. I wonder what their definition of crazy is, by the way, compared to
what I believe is crazy.
Yeah, we went to Tijuana, and I don't hear that going on.
Played piss roulette.
It was great. Neither of us had been in a helicopter, she said. Well, you know what? That pushes me out of my dare. I'm not doing that.
No.
One day we were driving to Branson, and we passed the helicopter place. Yeah. Next to the 7-Eleven, the helicopter place.
Next to the container store.
Yeah, right there. Next to the self-storage, there's a helicopter place. Why? So we said that she said, I had a friend who worked there, and I said to Wilma, let's go up.
Okay.
Wilma said, no, but we ended up on the doggone thing.
Okay.
Yeah, at one point.
Some steps,
no. She's not, Jimmie. She's a master storyteller. Check this out, how she wraps this up. At one point, this is a huge punchline, so brace yourself. At one point, when we were up there, she reached over and grabbed my hand and said, "Oh, Lord." That's it. That's the punchline. That's her big story. But once we were back on the ground, we laughed about it. About what?
The fuck did you laugh about?
That you were scared? What the fuck are you talking about?
Remember that time you said, "Oh, Lord"?
Wow, it was amazing. You were sort of scared for 2 seconds, and then it was fine. Remember that? So she said sometimes...
I would have shit my pants the whole time.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been, "Oh, Lord." It would have been, "I smell shit," is what people would have said.
"Oh, Lord, I apologize. I'm a grown man with shit in my pants."
Oh, boy, that's bad. Can we land now? This is uncomfortable. So she says sometimes we do plan things, mostly in the evenings when we go to a show and maybe dinner, but we do unplanned things too. We went bowling. We even talked about roller skating. We had a lot of fun at different times. We had conversations about the past and the future, a lot of girl talk. This
is all very normal shit.
Yeah, just we're two ladies hanging out.
There's literally no stories to tell you. I'm so sorry.
"Oh, Lord" is the best I have.
We once went bowling. Does that help?
Isn't that weird?
We talked about
trippy,
skating
right?
Maybe one day.
I mean, we didn't, but we discussed it. Because it's best for people in their late 60s to fall on hard concrete surfaces with their hips and ass. That's great for them.
Fly around
it's gonna go well.
Circle on 8 wheels.
It's going to go well. I'm sure we're going to get messages from 68-year-old roller derby people. And that's the thing we will. But in general, though, and people are made of a hardier stock nowadays, too. A 66-year-old in 89 wasn't getting on roller skates.
if you're in your 60s and you're roller derbying, reconsider that, please. I beg you.
Yeah, probably. But then again, I see there's like 75-year-old guys that are skateboarding, and I'm like, please don't do that. Stop doing that. So I guess that'll happen.
Or maybe their grandchildren hate them, and they're like, yeah, try a 1320.
You're going to hate this when I bust my pelvis, and you have to take care of me. So the last Saturday in September, so remember October 3rd was when Linda was supposed to call Wilma and couldn't get a hold of her. But this is the last Saturday. Shirley Joe spends the night at Wilma's home last Saturday of September. They went to church the next morning, which was October 1st. Okay? They went to church in Branson. Several people commented on Wilma's new friend and said Phillips is a real sweet lady and all that. And they were seen together at church. Then, on October 2nd and 3rd, there are mixed stories of where or when they were seen. There's a place called the Top Rail Lounge, and they hung out there at some point because there's two different employees, Jimmie Shelton and Linda Dorsey, who are employees there, and they both said they saw Phillips and Plaster, Wilma and Shirley Joe, together at the Top Rail on the night of October 3rd. But Jimmie Shelton had made a prior statement to the police that he saw Shirley Joe and Plaster together on Monday, October 2nd. But then later on, he says it's the 3rd.
Yeah.
Now, that's interesting. And also, they said that there was another employee who said maybe they were there both days.
Maybe.
So
everybody's drinking on the job.
Yeah. Essentially, they were there at some point. No one knows when or how or whatever. Yeah. They don't fucking know.
It was fun.
Yep. They said might have been there both days, one day. Who the hell knows? So they can't tell. On that Monday, a friend saw Wilma at a garage sale.
Oh.
Then Tuesday, a friend Wilma told her friend that she was going to Springfield on business. Now, by Sunday is when her body's found, if we keep this together. Yeah. And she said she will call her business, by the way, is the Cody brothers. That's business. Yeah. Business. She would call her when she got back, either late that night or the next morning. So we'll call. But she didn't call on Wednesday.
Oh.
Never called. And then Thursday, her friend drove to Wilma's house, and it was all dark in there, and nobody was there.
No answer. Yeah.
So she's like, okay, well, I guess I don't know where the fuck Wilma is. She never called me back. And then Sunday of that week is when she's ID'd by Linda. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, they talked to, then the day after Sunday, she's found. Okay. So that's October 6th. Now we'll go to Monday. Now, Monday here, the next day after that, Shirley Joe Phillips drove to her friend's house in Olvie, Arkansas. Or Alvey, Arkansas, one of those. Okay.
Never heard of it either. It's okay.
No. Shows up at her friend's house, some lady, shows up at her trailer here. And what she does is, not for a social visit, this woman was surprised to see Shirley Joe. Shirley Joe goes into her car, into her Cadillac, and cuts out a bloody seatbelt.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Which side? It doesn't matter. That's
it doesn't
gross.
matter. It's either way. If a seatbelt's soaked through where it needs to be cut out, it's not good.
That's an explosive flow.
That's
not even
a lot.
Heavy flow. That's
I'll tell you what, buddy.
It happened on the way here. I'm so embarrassed.
Hadn't had it for about 3 years. Apparently, I stored it up. It all came out at once.
I guess that a mucus plug or something.
Oh,
I don't
boy,
know.
I'll tell
happened.
you what. It looked like the elevator in The Shining. That's all I know. It was horrible. I got to take this seatbelt on out of here. So she also washed and vacuumed the inside of the car and outside of the car. And then when this woman brought up, wow, that Wilma, that's because that's your friend. I saw what happened on the news. This was big news. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Also, you're doing some weird shit.
Also, the weird shit. And she said that Shirley Joe was super nervous when it talked to Wilma being found and all that sort of thing.
Well.
Then, to top the cherry on top here, the coup de grace, they say, Shirley asks her friend, hey, can you do me a solid here?
Sure.
Can you do me a kindness?
Because I'm fucking terrified. I'll do whatever.
Whatever you need. Do you mind if I hide these black plastic garbage bags underneath your mobile home. Is that cool?
I'd love it. And then are you leaving?
Sure. And then I'm taking off. But you mind if I... Okay.
Perfect. Got it.
Sure. So that happens on Monday. And by Tuesday, the curiosity is overwhelming for her friend.
She waited?
She waited a day and then said, what should I do? I don't know. I saw her cutting out a bloody seatbelt, washing her car. Well, you should look in there. Who knows what's in there?
I'd wait till her taillights are out of sight, and then I'm calling the police.
I'm not even looking in there.
No. I'm like, I know what's in there. It's not good.
It's not good. So she opens the bags, and inside the bags are cardboard trunk liners with blood all over them.
Sure.
Rubber gloves with blood on them, household cleaners, and a .38 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver.
God damn it.
All of which have Shirley's fingerprints on them. Yeah. Some of the items have blood on them. There's more things they found as well.
2 arms?
No arms. Never found the arms. They are never ever found. Never found the arms. Gone.
Oh, my God.
Cleaning solvents, canceled checks from Wilma's bank account. Wilma's check register, checks and a check register in Shirley Joe's name, so both of their checks are in there, as well as all sorts of shit that we'll find out here. Her fingerprints are on the trash bag, as well as most of the items, if not all of them, contained inside. They test the handgun, and they found out that it is forensically or ballistically the same gun that fired the bullet removed from Wilma's head. That's not great. Then they have a witness who says they saw her very distinctive Cadillac, a big 78 covered in stickers burgundy Cadillac, on the farm road about the same time that Plaster's body was found a little while later.
Yeah.
That day. And
you're going to find right away. So if she's on the road at all that day, it's pretty much... That's not good. That's
not great. Oh, if that's not bad enough. Then that week the police find out that someone, who knows, forged a $4,500 check on Wilma's bank account 2 weeks before she was killed. The check was written to Shirley Joe Phillips and deposited in her account. So, Wilma had not reported the check to the police as a stolen thing or anything like that, but they say that that's odd, especially when they compare the signatures. It's not Wilma's real signature on the check as well.
Of course not.
Shirley Joe stole a check, wrote it to herself, deposited it. When Wilma found out, probably the end of the month when statements come in, maybe she confronted her about it, and maybe this is how this went down.
That's a hell of a theory. But would somebody saw your chest plate in half over $4,500?
In for a fucking penny, in for a pound, right? Isn't it one of those things? I mean, once you kill somebody, you can't go, well, that's the rest of it's too gross. If you're going to try to get away with it, I guess you get away with it. But
$4,500, I'm going to jail for a very long time.
Yes. They also learned that the gun that was fired was also used by Shirley's son, Buddy Minster.
Really?
For target shooting the day on Wednesday, October 4th.
Really?
Yes. On Wednesday, October 4th, they saw also a car. This is Wilma's people here. Wilma's neighbors are saying they saw a car similar to the car that Buddy Minster drives as well, which is a silver car, by the way.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So this is getting crazy. They also find tests conducted on Phillips' car also indicate the presence of human blood in the car and the trunk as well.
Really?
This is looking bad.
Not good at all. Really.
Not good.
I mean, this is plea bargain time, or at least really give us the explanation that makes all this go away.
Yeah. Now they discover, though, they check Wilma's mail and they discovered a bank statement that contained a canceled check for the $4,050, that's what it was, not $4,500, payable to Phillips, and an endorsement on the back of Joanne Phillips, which is an AKA that Shirley Joe has. Handwriting expert determined that Plaster did not write the check and that her signature was a forgery, and they also concluded that Shirley Joe disguised her penmanship in handwriting samples she provided to the police on October 9th.
Asshole.
Yes. So October 11th, 89, with a fucking mountain of evidence, they arrest Shirley Joe.
Really?
I mean, what else are you going to do at this point? For Christ's sake, you got to arrest her.
$4,000?
Man, this is a lot. So They figure that, she must have shot her in the house, dismembered her in the garage, put her in the car, took her out, threw all that shit away. Then they found out through looking at more luminol and everything that she more than likely walked into the house after that and took a shower as well after the dismemberment. Yeah. They said she cleaned the house well enough to the naked eye that you didn't see signs of blood. Mm-hmm. She took a shower. She probably thought she's cool, No one's going to know. So, the police here, they are overwhelmed with evidence, honestly. They also found a box of bullets that matched the same bullet of the same lot that was also in that garbage bag as well. A statement from the Cody brothers. They had to put out a statement in the paper because they're like, whoa.
That's a lot of stickers on that car.
Every article mentions Shirley Joe's association with the Cody brothers. Every single fucking one.
Fuck.
So Charles Smith, the manager of Cody Country, said the fan club is a separate organization in the paper. They, quote, they do things on their own. I think they've had one function in 2 years. It's really just more of a fan club in name only.
We thought it was cute, so we let it continue.
Well, yeah, we let them use pictures and shit. Like we send them like a signed picture to raffle off every once in a while. And they said that also Cody Country did not select the officers. They had nothing to do with Shirley Joe Phillips.
We don't even know her.
We don't even know her. So leave us the fuck out of this.
What are the chances she's blown one of these guys?
She at least tried, we'll say. She really has stickers all over the car.
Yeah.
Come on. Anybody who you cover your car in stickers of, you would fillet, I feel like, right? Guy or girl. You
got a car covered. If you're a dude and you've got a car covered in fucking Star Wars shit, you'll bang Princess Leia.
You will blow Harrison Ford tomorrow. He doesn't even have to have the outfit on.
You'll bang Princess Leia today, no matter what.
No matter, you'll dig her up and
do it.
If you have to, which is terrifying. So that someone would want to do that. But scarily enough, someone would. There'd be some creep out there.
Oh, God, yes.
Ugh. So, Shirley's mom, remember she stopped talking to her mom?
Yeah.
They go to Shirley Joe and they go, well, when we were asking people about you, we obviously wanted to talk to your mother and we can't seem to find her.
Can you help us?
And no one has seen her since May. No one else has seen her since May. So
she cut her out of her life?
Yeah. So she said, you want to tell us maybe where your mom is possibly or what happened the last time you saw her? So this is fucking incredible. This is what Shirley Joe says. Quote, the last time I saw Mom in May, she was mad, throwing a temper tantrum.
Okay, so the last time I talked to her, we fought.
I was telling her to just calm down. She was upset with me and my sister.
Why?
We owed her money.
Oh.
That's why.
Why is it always about money with this?
It's always money. My mother left my residence and got into a car. Okay, then this is the greatest thing ever. Quote, I have no idea where Mom is. She always wanted to travel.
Yeah?
She's in her 80s right now. She was just going to get in the car and drive to Reno? What the fuck are you talking about?
Reno, try Rio. Go down there and look around.
All the way down.
Probably there.
So she always wanted to travel. I love the way she says this. I have no idea where Mom is. She always wanted to travel. She did. Uh-huh. That's the reinforcement. Mom was the type of individual who wouldn't let anybody mess with her business. She had a violent temper. That's the way my mother was. Is. You can't do that and expect to not be put in handcuffs, correct? Is? Are you fucking kidding me?
The worst poker player on the planet.
That's the way my mother was. Is.
That's a girl holding cards going, oh, two pair. How much do you think I should bet on two pair?
What are my odds? Yeah. When she said that, do you think one detective looked to the other and was like, so
are you serious?
We just cuff her for this too now? Do we just charge her? Because that was crazy, right? You saw that too, right? She said that.
We're looking for another body, right?
This is
Should we
insane.
get the cadaver dogs? Should we get them going?
So, and they should, because soon after that, in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, body parts of a woman were discovered.
Oh, no.
Okay, yes. They said that the identity of the victim was unknown at the time. They found portions of one hand. They were definitely dismembered. They said she was killed elsewhere and dumped in a field somewhere. They figure she was beaten to death in the area they found here. No, somebody was beaten to death in this area, but they're not connected to this case, they feel.
Oh, we've got more fingers than bodies.
That's the problem. Yeah, they find 10 pounds of a woman's body.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
They say the killer dissected the body, bagged and refrigerated the parts, then dumped them in a field.
Bagged and refrigerated?
Yes. Then they end up... They found this in May.
Yeah?
They found this in May. Then now they take a finger and based on all the Shirley Joe stuff, they match a fingerprint from what they found in the field to a mixing bowl in Leela's house. And find out it is Leela in that field.
Really?
But they don't know it's Leela till October. They just thought they found remains of a woman in May, and now it's put together with, hey, your mom was also found dismembered in a field.
That's weird. And you're the last person to fight with her.
And is'd her. So that is fucking, and also some of her possessions are found in a dumpster near Philip's apartment as well. Some of Leela's things as well. Neighbors say they saw Phillips dump clothes and personal items into the dumpster around that time. Yeah. Police in Broken Arrow announced they're trying to determine whether, it's all her and everything like that. But they found out it was her. So Shirley is real fucked here.
She's, she might be a serial killer. This is...
Oh, and it's for money. She owed Mom money. Mom's pissed. She takes money from Shirley, from Wilma. She bumps her off.
How much money could she have possibly taken from Leela?
No. Dude, Shirley should have been in the Genovese fucking crime family. Like she'd have been high up. She'd have been a capo, no problem. She's a fucking
She is
cold-blooded.
dismembering and disappearing old women.
Old ladies. One of them's her mother.
People that are looked for first.
Rakuten is the smartest way to save money when you shop because you earn cash back at over 3,500 stores. Fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, concert tickets, and more. Your favorite stores like Lowe's, Levi's, and Nike pay Rakuten to send them shoppers. And Rakuten then passes on a part of that payment to its members as cash back. You're already shopping at your favorite stores. Why not save while you're doing it? It's a no-brainer. Membership is free and easy to sign up. Get the Rakuten app now and join the 17 million members who are already saving. Cashback rates change daily. See Rakuten.com for details. That's Rakuten. Your cash back really adds up.
Escape reality and immerse yourself in a gripping tale of mystery, murder, and romance with June's Journey. Join June as she unravels the truth behind her sister's mysterious death and use your observation skills to find hidden clues and uncover dark secrets. Plus, you get to explore stunning hidden object scenes, from New York parlors to Parisian sidewalks, as each chapter reveals captivating mysteries. How sharp are your observation skills? Put them to the test in June's Journey. Download for free today on iOS and Android.
Yeah, you can't just kill an old lady. People are looking for, they usually have grandkids or kids that are looking for them. And we like to protect our old ladies.
Yeah, at the age I'm at now, I'm the most scared because we are the least looked for people on the planet. 45-year-old white men, nobody gives a shit.
They'd figure you took off and went to fucking Vegas and you're like, you're at whatever the fucking Bunny Ranch turned into, they'd figure. Where's Lamar Odom? He's probably next to him. He wouldn't even look for you.
He's high-fiving Lamar Odom while they bang some
4 different
Nevada
ladies.
Prostitute.
Yeah. That's what they would think. They wouldn't, he's fine. He'll be back. But old ladies, you know where they are usually. So they're going to go to trial. They're only going to charge her for the Wilma murder here so far. I think Oklahoma's going to hang on to the mom shit, and if she ever gets out, you can always have that because there's no statute of limitations on killing your mother.
Murder happens to murder stay murder.
Murder stay murder is what that's said on The Wire.
Yeah.
As said by Bunk. Now, They talked. Shirley Joe has no problem talking to the press before her trial, which, as we know, is not smart, but she does it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And she even says it. This is what a fucking lunatic she is. She says, quote, I feel so bad, though, because some things are going to have to come out about Wilma, about her lifestyle and things she was into that will hurt her family.
What does that mean?
Again, like she was out there just, come on, man. What do you?
Tease
What
party
could she,
4 nights a week.
what could she have been doing? Honestly.
Yeah.
That's that. Oh, my God. Oh, you're ruining the honor of the family. Who cares?
Foxtails everywhere.
Everywhere. Foxtails. Fox triple XE tails. Listen to your stupid opinions and you'll understand that one. Some people like to have a tail.
And sleep with it.
And they're very, very concerned when the tail isn't all that it lives up to be. And you might ask, how do you put a tail on yourself? Well, find out. It's the grossest way possible.
Called an acidifier.
Yep. It's got a root. We'll put it that way. So
Gross.
She said that. She said, Wilma was a lovely person regardless, and I think she would forgive me for talking about them. She said, when I'm finished, there will be no secrets, and there will be a slate cleaned. I can go from here to wherever they send me, or I can go free without that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Sure you will. Either way, I'm going to go with everyone knowing everything from the day I was born to the latest breath I took. I can say this is over, finished, done with. Hanging in limbo is the hardest part. And if they give me death, I accept it. I died the day I was arrested.
Okay.
Drama.
Yeah.
So during one of her court appearances, we meet a fella that Shirley Joe's been keeping time with. And he is the craziest person in this story somehow.
What?
Somehow, he's the craziest. His name is Jimmie Don Bunch.
Sounds good. It's a good start.
We're on a good start. A rural Missourian named Jimmie Don Bunch sounds pretty good, who's in love with Shirley Joe.
There's certainly the two-namer for a Jimmy, but
Jimmie Don.
Jimmie Don is...
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That really is... That's hammering it.
That takes Billy Joe and says, pussy, and knocks him right out of the way. You fucking city boy. Yeah, that's what that says.
That's a guy that drives a two-wheel drive van with a big block in it.
That's the man.
Side
Jimmie Don
pipes
Bunch.
that rumble. You hear that? I think Jimmie Don's on his way over.
Oh, here he comes. Well, we'll find out exactly what Jimmie Don's driving, and it ain't his car. Put it that way. So Jimmie Don, in the court appearance, as they took Phil and Shirley Joe away, he screamed, I love you, Shirley Joe.
Hell yeah.
So that's what we're dealing with. I'm just going to read this newspaper article because it is fucking wonderful. From the headline on down, Phillips supporter faces new charges.
Oh, the guy is supporting a maybe fucking serial killer facing his own charges.
Facing his own charges. They're hilarious. They're way funnier than his. Jimmie Don Bunch charged with felony DWI. Okay. The man who said he wants to marry Shirley Joe Phillips. Wow. Jesus. An acknowledged alcoholic, Jimmie Don Bunch, 42. He's also way younger than her, too.
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic.
I'm an alcoholic. That's a great way to be known in the newspaper. An acknowledged alcoholic, Jimmie Don Bunch, 42. Wow. No, that's what he does for a living, acknowledged alcoholic. Like if he said...
Well, I drink. I shake if I stop drinking. That's what I do.
If he was a brain surgeon, it would have said brain surgeon Jimmie Don Bunch, 42, was charged with. But instead, an acknowledged alcoholic, Jimmie Don Bunch, 42, was charged Friday with his fourth DWI, a felony.
Oh, God.
Number 4, in the 80s, number 4. And they'd let a lot of shit go back then, so that's a lot.
He got away. He probably got pulled over and let go as many times as he drove drunk.
I'm sure. And then drove home just blackout the rest of the time and nobody noticed. He also may face additional charges after eluding Greene County Sheriff's deputies for an hour Thursday morning.
What? Thursday morning
after crashing the station wagon he was driving into a power pole and seriously injuring a woman who was with him.
Oh, no.
Okay, she was listed in serious condition at the hospital. Another man in the station wagon told deputies that Bunch had held him and the woman hostage in the vehicle.
Wow.
Okay, that man was arrested and then let go because they realized that he wasn't. They arrested him for resisting arrest because he wasn't. He was like, "I've been kidnapped, you fucking idiots." And that's why. Yeah, so he was released because duh. Okay. Bunch, this is fucking great, man. They're talking about, by the way, they talk about how Bunch told the reporters that he would stand by Phillips and marry her no matter what the outcome of her trial is, and that he writes to her every day in jail.
Jimmie Don
is exactly right. So he yelled, "I love you, Shirley Joe," as she walked out of the courtroom. Now, back to his chase and crash.
Yeah.
After crashing the vehicle after an hour chase, by the way, an hour's a long time for a police chase.
Yeah.
You really got to want that. After crashing the vehicle in Elwood about 10:30 a.m.
Oh, my God.
In the a.m., he's doing this.
Started at 9:30.
Wow. And fleeing on foot from Deputy Robert Dotson, he crashed it, hurt this lady, and then got out and took off.
Holy shit.
Bunch became violent, striking and kicking the officer once he caught him. Not great. Not great. And 42 is too old to run from the police. I have news for you.
I'm 42 now. I'm not running
happening.
From the police.
Fuck no.
They'll get me so quick.
Nope, not happening. I just know better. I'm not running that hard from anything. I'd rather go to jail than pull a hamstring, so no. Yeah. So, anyway, Bunch was finally handcuffed. This gets even crazier, by the way. Yeah. This isn't the end of it. He's finally handcuffed and placed in the patrol car before he kicked out a rear side window of the patrol car.
Holy shit.
Then they figure out the station wagon he was driving. You know what it's full of?
What is that?
You'll never guess if I gave you fucking 10 options because they're the three things that don't go together at all, and it's very odd.
Yeah.
It is filled with, quote, from the newspaper, frozen food, clothing, and musical instruments. I give up. I fucking give up with this case.
Was Costco unlocked? What happened?
The shit is... I got 4 French horns, 5 pairs of sweatpants, and a bunch of fucking banquet Hungry Man TV Swanson dinners. What are you talking about?
And if the station wagon held more, I'd go back for more.
I had my eye on an oboe. I'm not going to lie to you. I really did. Oh, my God. All of these were believed to have been stolen from various Willard residences that morning.
All before McDonald's stopped serving breakfast.
He could still get an Egg McMuffin. Sausage biscuit right now, no problem.
Yeah, the officers were able to unwind with the McGriddles after this.
That's insane. It gets even crazier. Yeah. Okay, somehow, if you would imagine, they take him to jail where you figure, okay, now he's going to be placated a little bit. Calm down.
Sober up, motherfucker.
No. Once in his holding cell, he tore down a light fixture from the ceiling and then tried to cut his wrist with a tube of toothpaste.
Oh.
The bottom part that's sharp.
Oh, yeah. It's
not
harder,
that sharp.
Yeah, it's not
that sharp.
Vein cutting sharp.
No, it's like, hey, well, that poked my finger a little, but not like, oh, shit, get me some gauze. It's not that bad. So they asked the sheriff, this is my favorite line from a police officer about anybody, or really my favorite quote about anybody by anyone that's we've ever done our show. Quote, they said, what the fuck with Jimmie Don Bunch? The sheriff said, quote, it's nothing new for him. He always does this kind of thing.
He's good for it.
What the fuck is this guy, man? Jimmie Don Bunch is the craziest son of a bitch. He always does it. Yeah, you know, when you're chasing him, it's just Jimmie Don again. He's going to run. He's going to try some karate shit on you when you catch him every time. You know that. That happens every time.
You got to guard your eyes for the bear spray, but we'll get him.
We'll get him. We got him. Wow. And then they said, do you think he was trying to kill himself when he cut his hand and wrist with the toothpaste tube? No. And the cop said, well, that wouldn't be a real good way to do it.
No, he's just fighting gingivitis. In his wrist.
No, the plaque buildup is non-existent in his fucking forearm. So Shirley, this is another interview she does with the press. Uh-oh. And the press is not just like, oh, what do you think of the fall fashions? Like, they're asking her
tough questions.
Interrogation questions. Yeah. It's, they want the readers and listeners want shit. So
sure.
They said, and this is referring to her friend Nora, who is the woman in Arkansas where she left the garbage bags under her trailer. This is a frustrating woman, this Shirley Joe, or frustrating human being, we'll say. Did you visit a friend named Nora?
Yeah.
Her answer, Nora, yes, that's a friend of mine.
No,
Nope,
that's not the question.
Not the answer to the question. See how that works? See what I mean? And she does this repeatedly.
Yes, that's a friend of mine.
Yep, that's a friend of mine. Not what I asked. She answered part of it. Did you visit a friend named Nora? She picked out Nora and friend and said, yes, those are right. Visit, I don't know anything about that.
Is she diminished?
No, she's
Is
an
she
asshole.
the thing? Okay.
She's a huge
She's
asshole.
a dick. Yeah.
Oh, she's a huge dick. No. This gets better and better and better.
Oh, great.
I mean, she gets to be a bigger asshole over time. They said, did you leave something under her porch when you visited her?
Yeah.
She said, I'm not sure. I'm not sure of anything at that time.
Oh.
Okay. They say, well, the prosecution and the police say that Nora said that after you left, and Shirley Joe says, like she's on board.
Yeah.
That she looked under her porch and she found a garbage bag and she looked at it and there were some bloody things in there. And she called the police and told them that you had left it under her porch. Oh. There's not a lot of room to wiggle in there.
Right.
Of what that question is, okay? Shirley Joe says, quote, oh, that I left them?
That's what she said, yeah.
Then she says, did she see anything that I left? Nobody proved that I was the one who put anything anyplace. There has never been any proof of anyone seeing me put anything anywhere, okay?
So is she saying that bag
That's her answer.
To her friend in Arkansas, maybe?
It could have been anybody. Anybody who killed Shirley Joe and also had access to, or anybody who killed Wilma and also had access to both Shirley Joe and Wilma's checkbooks.
Yeah.
Put that stuff there. But that's ridiculous to say it's been her because no one saw her do it.
Okay, how did your checkbook get in a bag with hers?
Also, there's one set of fingerprints on everything and it's yours.
Right.
Who the fuck else put it down there?
Why are your fingerprints on it? Right.
But that's what she says. There's never been any proof of anyone seeing me put anything anywhere, okay? So the interviewer says, let's talk about what's inside the bag. Like, I'm not going to engage your bullshit, which is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
She says this, I really don't want to know. I really don't want to go into that. That's just devastating.
It sure is.
For your defense, yes, it's horribly devastating. It's a no way out.
Nothing could be more devastating to your case.
A bag full of murder stuff with your fingerprints on it. This is fucking insane.
A bag full of somebody else's blood with your hands tying the knot on it. Not good. Yeah. Devastating.
A murder grab bag over here.
Devastating
Holy
to your
shit.
opportunities of freedom.
This is fucking ridiculous. So they said, well, they go on. She says, I don't want to know. That's just devastating. And they say, the trash bag contains the weapon, a .38 caliber pistol, along with cleaning solvents, car mats, and checks from Wilma's bank account. It turns out that a lot of the evidence in there pointed to you.
Right.
She says, this is balls. Quote, a lot? No, ma'am.
I mean, I've seen more.
I don't know. A lot? No, ma'am. She says, there was not a lot of evidence that pointed to me. You see how this trash bag thing with the gun in it and some bloody floor mats and fingerprints, and she says, my fingerprints? Yes, stupid. We've said this already, and you fucking know it because there's discovery. You know what the fuck the evidence is, but she pretends she doesn't know anything.
You think that's a lot? You should have seen what I dumped along the farm road.
Oh, man, that was gross. Just torsos and shit.
Yeah.
So they go on to say the prosecution says that your fingerprints were on the outside of the bag, and that on the inside of the bag, the weapon was in there. She says this, quote, well, they can say whatever they want. Pardon me? No, they have to use evidence, and that's evidence.
Yeah. She's like a cheating husband who got caught with his dick pic in his phone that he didn't send to his wife.
Wasn't me. I don't know.
Somebody says they have this. Well, they can say whatever they want.
They can say whatever they want. Well, they did. Yeah. What do you say?
I don't know, whatever they say.
Fucking insane.
It's not a lot of evidence.
Imagine speaking to this person.
Oh,
You'd be like, are you fucking kidding me?
I know why she's single.
Yeah. No shit, they said well, no, Jimmie Dunn can't wait to marry her.
Oh, that's right.
Then again, he's not. He's been
too-
sober about 10 minutes in the last 5 years, so what the hell does he know?
If he heals from his Aquafresh slash.
Yeah, he has no idea. Heals up from his fucking Colgate. His Colgate suicide attempt.
They're
there.
not getting Crest in there.
No.
They're getting Colgate.
The Colgate's good. The total Colgate.
Aquafresh is the bad one, right? Is that
I
bad?
think so. I just know
Crest
I never
is
use
pretty
Aquafresh.
good.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I use.
Shirley's son, now they bring up his buddy Minster because they're like, the gun's also linked to him. They said the gun that was found in the trash bag, it was tested and it was found to either be your gun or your son's gun.
Okay.
And Shirley Joe says, see, that's where all of this goes. Circumstantial only.
What?
One of you killed her. That's the murder weapon, so it's not circumstantial. One of you fucking did it. I got an idea. If we can't decide, I'd rather keep both of you than neither of you. I don't trust anybody from this family. Fuck off.
A lot of circumstance.
Yeah.
The body, somebody else did it. There's my fingerprints.
I don't know. They can say what they want.
She doesn't know the difference between physical and circumstance.
No, this is very physical. She said, circumstantial only. I never had a gun, okay? I did not own a gun. My son never had a gun. He did not own a gun. He told the police that he used that gun for target practice. Maybe he did, but he didn't own a gun that I'm ever aware of.
He owned that gun.
But then why did a bag that only has your fingerprints on it contain this fucking gun then? How does that work?
Yeah.
So Glenn is interviewed by the police. This is what's fucked up. He's interviewed by the police about everything because they find out this body was cut up like a butcher would cut somebody up, and they found out that Buddy is a butcher by trade. So they were like, we'd love to chat with him. He volunteers to take a polygraph test and passes it.
Really?
So they ruled him out. At that point, they were like, it's all Shirley. Buddy's innocent.
But and they've got no physical evidence of him other than his handiwork. I mean,
that's
pretty impressive.
He told Mom where to cut. So they said, if you didn't kill Wilma, who do you think did?
Yeah.
She said, I can't answer that.
I can't.
I couldn't.
Right. That's a fascinating answer.
There's a lot. Her words, you can wait till you see later on. They said, you can't or you don't want to.
Yeah.
And she said, I just can't answer it. And they said, because you've never had a thought about who did it? And she said, oh, yes, I've thought. I mean, yes, I've thought about it. I have.
Every Mother's Day sends me a card. I mean,
weird. If I was innocent and in jail for murder, I would certainly think about who could have fucking done this. That would be on my mind a lot. Yeah.
I'd be begging to help with the investigation.
It's fucking wild, man. They said, so, but you don't want to say? And she said, So that's that. She's thought about it. She has thoughts, but she won't want to say it.
Okay.
Now, in the trial, they put together, Shirley Joe was with Wilma the last night she was seen alive. The day after the killing would have taken place, a car that was identified as similar to her car and the kid's car were seen in the area and pulling into the driveway, and testing revealed the human blood all throughout her car. We got the bags with the murder weapons. Check made out to her, fingerprints all over it. She forged the fucking name on there. Yeah. There's a lot of, there's physical, circumstantial, just, if you're not an idiot, there's tons of evidence here.
There's a lot of evidence.
However your brain works, there's evidence for that part of your brain. If you're a person that needs to see this, oh, well, there we go. We got this. If you're a person that needs that, well, then that's there.
Over here.
You need a motive? Sure. How about the money? It's all there. It's all there. They said the knife found in Phillips. They also found a knife in Phillips' apartment that was the same brand as a knife found in the discarded bag where the body was found as well. So it was out of her block. They also determined the forgery for the check. The prosecutor must have been like, do I even need to show up half of these days?
Can I just do some paperwork and call it good?
I mean, we can just I'm going to wear, I'm going to wear a Bozo the Clown costume for the entire trial just to show how hard and easy of a case this is, because it is.
But I'm going to cut the crotch out and just wear a cup. And
I'm going
to like a ball hanging out of each side.
Every 15 minutes, I'm going to do one of those. I'm going to squeak one of them old-timey car horns, "Auga," and I'm going to start stroking my dick for 15 seconds, and then I'll stop. But that's every 15 minutes.
15 strokes, and I'll put it away.
I call it 15 on the 15. I'm going to do that the entire trial, and I bet we still win.
That job still don't distract anybody from how fucking riveting this shit
This is wild. So the prosecutor in his closing argument said the only thing standing between Shirley and that door, ladies and gentlemen, are the 12 of you.
Oh.
He said, and she is counting on adding you and adding your names to the list of people that she has used.
Okay.
Jurors. Yep. And so,
what do you want us to do? Fucking murder her?
That's what I mean.
That feels aggressive.
The defense had an objection saying that these were designed to personalize and instill fear in the jurors of their personal safety.
Okay, I
think it's just more of like she's trying to fuck you all over. It's one of those. Like, you're going to let her pull the wool over your eyes, which...
Yeah. You're going to be a clown, too?
Yeah. So the verdict comes in, and they find her obviously guilty. I mean...
Yeah, what is she going to do?
And she can't, like, get on the stand and say the things she said in interviews. The jury would be like, is this bitch for real? And a prosecutor would tear you a new asshole on that stuff.
Boy.
So here comes the sentencing. And, I mean, honestly, her mitigators are she's never had a violent crime before. But
we got her suspected of two pretty fucking violent things.
And the aggravator is this is a hell of a first fucking offense here.
Sure,
this is wild
over
shit.
$4,000?
This is crazy. What you did was heartless, brutal, vicious. The heinousness of the act and all that comes up. And the judge says, you, ma'am, may fuck off. Death penalty.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of
kill people in Oklahoma.
You don't. Missouri. This is in Missouri.
I mean, Missouri. Yeah.
You don't. You don't see a lot of 60-year-old ladies getting sentenced to death, though. That's not a normal demographic for the death penalty. Really, that's something right there.
Yeah,
that is
not a lot of Reader's Digest audience. Getting into the chair.
She was reading People magazine while they announced her sentence. So they're like, wow, that's interesting. Death penalty for her.
Yeah.
And she's going to appeal, obviously, but she got the death penalty. Yeah.
I thought she said if they give her death, she takes it.
She's fine with it, she said. Nope, apparently not. Apparently she feels like she hasn't been treated fairly for all this.
She has an objection, huh?
Yep. So the children, Wilma's children, said that they are satisfied. Her son's a doctor, Dr. Mark Plaster.
Really?
He said, we are all very, very satisfied. It's been a 2.5-year wait for this to come. And by the way, Dr. Mark Plaster's also an attorney. They had a son. They're such good parents. They had a son who's a doctor and a lawyer at the same time.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? Went to medical school and said, I'm going to do law school on the side. That's easy.
I am tired of being right. I need to go prove how right I am.
Yeah, this is insane. He said that the trial was needed to show his mother, a minister's widow, was a real person and not some newsreel clipping or some evidence here. Yeah. He said she was a woman, a mother, and a grandmother. She was a real person, and we're proof of that. The daughter, Linda, she said the juror's recommendation was a big relief. She said, I finally feel like we can bury Mom with dignity and honor and love.
Yeah.
And her other son, Don, who is not a doctor and a lawyer, so they were like, it's okay.
We don't need you.
Listen, nobody's Mark, okay? It's okay. It's okay.
What is it?
Dr. Mark Esquire.
Yeah, that's
who he is.
Wow.
That's some
is
shit.
he a PhD, MD, DES?
All that shit. DDS. He does fucking dental surgery. He's
dental
great.
Work. What does he do?
He'll do all that shit. He's fucking USDA. He judges meat as well.
Juris Doctorate? Yeah, JD, right? Yeah.
I think so. So, son Don said, I feel justice has been served. We certainly have no qualms here. And what could you have qualms about?
Right. I mean,
they didn't kill her then. They didn't chop her head off in the court. I mean, what else could you want?
Get to do it.
Yeah.
My brother's a doctor. He can do it.
He said he'd do it. I don't know. He said take her head right off. Mark, the doctor lawyer, said he's confident Shirley Joe's conviction will not be overturned. No, he said that Mike Williams, that's her lawyer, was trying every way possible to get Shirley Joe off at this trial or future trials. We are thankful he made an aggressive effort to help her. That way, appeals.
Yeah. Thank God for him.
He knows that. That's the thing. People who don't know a lot about the legal system go, that son of a bitch fucking lawyer of theirs pulling these tricks. If they don't do that, they're going to get that shit overturned. So you want that lawyer to be pulling everything out of their ass.
A great lawyer that finds every legal defense possible.
So it can't be overturned.
And if it fails and this person is proven guilty, then they stay.
That's how it works, because otherwise you can say my lawyer sucked. Yeah. So they said that, Mark also said that he was critical of defense efforts to convince the jury to recommend a sentence of life in prison with no chance of parole. The reason was, they said, you shouldn't kill Shirley Joe because since she's been in church or since she's been in jail, now she's a born-again Christian. So,
that's great.
You can't kill her now, obviously. She said she likes Jesus, so
you don't get to kill the pastor's wife and then read Jonah and the whale.
Yeah, then you're fine. No, it's all cleared off then. You're good.
You.
That's the point. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So he said this, quote, "We hope that's true," about her conversion. Yeah. He said, "Frankly, though, it made me nauseous. We don't judge Shirley Phillips' heart and soul. The Lord will do that. We will." Then he gets raw dog. "We will pray for her soul, but justice demands her life now." God damn. Don't kill a lady whose son is a doctor and a lawyer. He will say some shit about you in the newspaper that will just fucking level the whole thing.
I hope her death is super painful, and then she goes to the Lord.
And then she goes on to the Lord. That is something else. So I love that. Her whole family is fucking funny. Or not funny, but I mean, I just love their...
They
don't give a shit. They're just throwing it down.
That's a stinger of a quote. They're
it's great.
We'll get you to Jesus real fast if you want.
We'll pray for your soul, but we're going to put you on the express route on up to him.
We'll electrify your ass right on up to him.
Yeah, that's right. Holy shit.
I heard the lightning's the fastest way to get there.
That's what I'm saying. We Jacob's ladder all put together for you, mister. Come on in.
God damn.
We built it all nice and good. So during the appeal, she's got a bunch of things. She actually says that there was an effective assistance of counsel and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But her main point is, and we'll get to some of her other points, because anything can happen here, she says the prosecution withheld evidence.
Oh.
Okay. Evidence is an audio tape made by police while interviewing a woman named Joyce Hagar. Okay? Now, this took place on August 10th, 1990, this interview. So almost a year after the murder.
Oh, 88. Okay, yeah.
Now, so apparently this audio tape, there's a statement given by Joyce Hagar to the police in which she says that Buddy Minster, Philip's son, told Joyce that he and his mom killed Wilma Plaster and that his mom drove while he scattered the body.
Whoa.
Okay. Then, in addition to that, he told her, which makes sense, by the way, because a couple of the bags were like farther off to the side. The duffel bag was like right on the side of the road, which is not a place where you place it. It's a place where you throw it and end up and you go, fuck it, keep driving.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. In addition to this, he also told Joyce Hagar, according to this audio tape, that he threw Wilma's hands into the creek, which they've never found. And Hagar even said that Buddy told her not only that, but also he killed his grandmother for his mom, and that both his grandmother and Wilma Plaster, he was the one that, quote, cut them all up.
Oh, boy.
The existence of this tape was not disclosed to Shirley Joe's attorneys before the trial. Okay, so that's a Brady violation because that's exculpatory.
Yeah.
But it's not really exculpatory because it doesn't say mom had nothing to do with it. I did everything.
Right.
It said I killed with my mom and for my mom, and I just did the cutting up. But she's saying for the death penalty, she's not actually, it's less heinous if she didn't actually do the cutting, is her argument here.
All I did was steal money.
That's it. So the defense counsel had interviewed Hagar before trial, but Hagar didn't disclose that she had given a statement to the police as well. Okay. So Phillips' position is that Hagar's taped statement is exculpatory because it negates her involvement in the murder and dismemberment of Wilma, which it doesn't totally. So the appeals court said even viewing this evidence in the light most favorable to Phillips, it's difficult to understand how Buddy's alleged statement to Hagar that he and his mom killed Wilma and that his mom drove while he threw the body out and the hands in the creek is exculpatory. The statement directly implicates Shirley Joe in the murder of Wilma. It actually corroborates it that she did it.
Right. It just means we got another person we need to throw in there with her.
And another person who's such a sick fuck he can pass a lie detector.
And tell a girlfriend or whatever Sammy Hagar's sister is about.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He can pass a lie detector days after he has dismembered a woman.
A crazy thing.
It's not like time went by. Nothing.
Right.
That's a scary person, I have to say right there. Mm-hmm. They said Buddy's comment that he was the one who cut up the bodies is exculpatory, however, because it tends to clear Phillips of involvement in that aspect of the murder and dumping of the body. Sure. It is not exculpatory on the issue of guilt because it does not qualify or contradict the statement that the two of them both participated in the actual killing. But Buddy's admission that he was the one who cut up the body with the inference that Phillips did not do so herself is both exculpatory and material to the issue of punishment. They said the evidence of Buddy's conduct is exculpatory because it shows that Phillips' involvement in the dismemberment, if any, was tangential rather than direct because he's a butcher, she's not. And Buddy, more than Phillips, was the depraved party because part of the death penalty is heinous, depraved.
Sure.
Are you a sick fuck we don't need on the streets anymore?
Dangerous society, right.
And putting a bullet in somebody's head is one thing, but then going, all right, let's cut their torso in half is a whole other fucking
Open
thing.
them up. Oh, boy.
So they said, moreover, the only aggravating circumstance found by the jury to support the sentence of death was depravity of mind based on the dismemberment of the body.
Okay.
So they said that we conclude that the exclusion of the evidence that Buddy dismembered the body was material because it so undermines confidence in the imposition of the death penalty and gives rise to a reasonable probability that the outcome of the punishment phase may have been different. Yeah, so they say the state's failure to disclose the statement, which would have allowed Phillips to call Hagar as a witness, that's a problem. Now, Phillips argues that her counsel was ineffective for failing to investigate and present evidence during the guilt phase that her son, Buddy, killed and dismembered Wilma.
Oh, my God.
Now she's throwing her son under the bus, which, like her son had an idea, let's kill your friend Wilma.
Right.
It wasn't...
You filled out some checks, and then you called. Remember what we did to Grandma?
Yeah. You knew that Buddy's down for anything, allegedly. So part of this evidence includes opinions as to Buddy's bad temper, Buddy's employment as both a butcher and in the euthanasia room of the Humane Society. Oh, my God.
What?
Buddy puts animals to sleep and then butchers other animals. He is a weird guy.
He is being watched every day.
What a fucking weird guy. That's a
terrifying man.
And he can pass a lie detector test days after doing exactly what he did.
Yeah, that's we employ that person to do that
allegedly
shit.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
So also his possession of scissors that he claimed could be used to dismember a body, like butcher scissors.
Yeah, big scissors, yeah.
And butcher tools as well. Also, Buddy had passed a bad check. He has prior drug and alcohol abuse, a prior criminal record, and all of that shit. These matters are not relevant to any issue in the case, but they pertain to Buddy's character, which is a bad character, they say. Yeah. So, other evidence, however, consists of statements made by Buddy implicating him in the crime. He allegedly said his mother had been missing from her apartment for several days the week of the murder, that his mother was taking the fall, and that he passed a lie detector test even though he was lying.
What the fuck?
These statements, even taken at face value, do not exonerate Shirley Joe, as they do not even suggest that she was not involved with the murder.
They just complicate the fuck out of it.
They just make everything complicated. Now, also, Phillips also claims her counsel was ineffective in failing to introduce Georgia Justices. The Georgia Justice is a woman, not a thing. Okay. Georgia Justice, this woman, identification of Buddy as the man she saw leaving the area where the body was found in a white car on October 6th around 4 p.m. During the guilt phase, Justice testifies that she saw a dirty-looking man with shoulder-length hair in the white car. Yeah. The counsel never asked if that was Buddy that was the person you saw in the car, just a dirty-looking person with long hair, which is absolutely the perfect description of this dirtbag of Cletus here. So Justice first identified Buddy as the person she saw driving the white car during her testimony nearly 5 years after the events in question. Under the circumstances, Phillips has not established that she was prejudiced by the failure to elicit the identification. Even if the ID was sufficiently reliable, his mere presence in the area where the body was disposed does not exonerate Shirley Joe.
True.
All of this can put him in, but that just means both of you did it. Doesn't mean that because your fingerprints are all over all this shit. So you did something. Yeah. And it's your friend and your check.
And you drove a state away to get rid of this shit.
That's the other thing. You were the one doing that. She also claims her counsel was ineffective in their handling of the court's order to produce handwriting samples. She said she received conflicting advice from her attorneys on whether she should give a handwriting sample to the state. Okay. Now, the conflicting advice, they say, came after the events of May 17, 1990, when she refused to submit a sample. At that time, she was advised by a counsel to submit a sample, and she didn't. Only the refusal of a May 17th decision was not influenced by her attorney and was admitted into evidence at trial. So she can't blame her attorney when her attorney told her to do that and she didn't. He can't force her. Right. Yeah, right. Their attorney works for you. They can't force you to do anything. Mm-hmm. If you want to fuck your case up, you can do that. You're right.
You're welcome. Yeah.
You're paying for it. Well, probably not here. It's probably this is a public defender. Further, Phillips does not attempt to allege that if all her attorneys had urged her to submit a sample, that she would have done so. Yeah. So also she does on religious references. She said the prosecutor is accused of making improper religious references when he called the dismemberment a despicable unchristian act.
Well,
I mean, I would think that's pretty factual. Yeah, I don't think anywhere in Christianity it says you should cut people up and saw their torsos in half and hide their hands.
Except when you argue over a baby.
No, you can do that. That's true. But it doesn't say to put the hands in the creek and hide them.
Truth. Yeah.
Both of those parts were going to go to somebody. That's the thing.
You got to take responsibility for the action.
I'm sure there's like drawing and quartering in there somewhere too. So who knows? I don't know. So they stated that Phillips had offered up her son as a sacrificial lamb, which they said is another religious reference, and argued that Phillips had placed her own kiss of Judas on her son. That's awesome. The appeals court said counsel should avoid excessive references to the Bible during closing argument. These brief, isolated comments made during a 75-minute-long closing argument do not, however, constitute excessive references. 3 small references over an hour and a half, an hour 15 is not that much.
That's a headline set. Oh, boy, went hard.
Yeah, they said the first is a claim that the state improperly shifted the burden of proof to Phillips. He said this: if an innocent person is completely blameless in this, had nothing to hide, what would they have done? They would have written out these exemplars just like they do on every one of these other checks. What would a guilty person do? Disguise their writing, try to write differently, sign their name differently? What did the defendant do with these handwriting exemplars? Our expert told us she disguised her writing. What reason? For what reason? Maybe the defense counsel will answer that question for us. That's what they said. And they said that's over the line there. Okay. Phillips next asserts error by the trial court in allowing the prosecutor to allegedly misstate evidence by arguing that Shirley Joe's boots were the same size as the footprints found in Wilma's house. Now, Shirley Joe did object at trial, but the claim of error was not properly preserved for appellate review, it says here. So, anyway, also improper argument. Shirley Joe argues that the trial court erred in failing to declare a mistrial based on a bunch of statements by the prosecutor. They go into everything. And then finally, mental health.
Yeah.
She says her trial counsel was ineffective for failing to investigate and present evidence of her mental health, which she never said was in decline. She's an asshole, but I don't think she's crazy. Like, those are way different things. You can be an asshole.
I think she does crazy things. It doesn't make her fucking crazy.
Yeah, she does crazy things because she's an asshole, not because she's crazy. There's a different motivations there. So they said at counsel's request, Phillips was examined by at least 4 psychologists and 1 sociologist before trial, and her counsel also obtained medical records and other information from her treating physician. Phillips characterizes all of this information as a wealth of mental health evidence, yet she still complains that counsel's investigation was deficient. Yeah. They said that's ridiculous. She also says that the counsel was ineffective for failing to litigate her competency to proceed to trial. And she says, I shouldn't have been able to go to trial. I'm way too crazy. Okay. She relies on one psychologist's testimony that she could not assist her attorneys due to her mental condition. One psychologist said that. She ignores, however, the testimony of 3 other psychologists who examined her, all of whom found she was competent to stand trial. Given these opinions by the mental health experts who examined her, it's not unreasonable for counsel to decline to litigate the issue of competency.
Sure,
yeah. If it's 3-1, you're not going to win that. That's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Waste of time. One more thing here is, like we said, the buddy stuff here. So with all the buddy stuff and everything like that, they find her still guilty as shit, but they commute her sentence.
Really?
From death to life without parole.
Okay, that's good.
So now she'll get to be good and old in there, which will be fun for her. This is actually better, I think. Fuck off.
Around.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Let's keep her around and make fun of her for years.
What about Buddy? Does he...
Buddy never gets charged with Ugats.
What?
Because they fucked up that whole investigation with the tapes and this and that, and he passed a lie detector test, and he won't say he did shit, so that's all they have.
He has to keep his nose clean the rest of his life.
They never... What do you think of the odds of that are?
Yeah.
We'll find out more about Buddy, I'm sure. We'll do a follow-up on Buddy and find out. But, like, alleged. Maybe he turned it all around. We don't know. Maybe he's just made his life... You know what? He probably opened up, like, a little private school for, like, K through 2nd grade just to give the kids a good jump on their educations, I feel like. He reads them a lot of Shakespeare and stuff like that to, classical
big
music.
Big fan of reading time is real important.
One of those. Yeah.
Gotta get some hardcover time.
So in the 2010s, she does a lot of interviews.
Yeah.
Also, she'll talk to anybody here. Fucking anybody, which is hilarious because she's such an idiot and all she does is incriminate herself even more.
Yeah.
This is at the end, you're going to be very disturbed by what she says here. This is coming up pretty quick here. They said to her, did Wilma ever let you down? Uh-huh. She said, yeah, Wilma let me down. Dying and being dismembered and all. That's super disappointing.
Exploded all over her garage and put me here.
And I had to I had to fucking throw her away. I had to fucking get rid of the parts. It's going to take me a long time to get over that. I couldn't believe it had happened.
I can't believe how she could do that to me.
I don't understand how that let her down. Yeah. Right. They said at this point, they just ignore that. And the interviewer says, was it about the check?
Yeah.
Like, obviously.
You know,
what's the motive here? She said, I can't tell you.
I know you can't, but you should because it's already over.
They said, tell me about the visit to Arkansas. She said, I can't tell you.
No, you can't.
They said, tell me where you were the day Wilma was found.
Yeah.
Can't tell you.
Oh, why?
Can't tell you. Sorry. What she can tell you, though, is that she still views herself as a notorious person that everybody knows about, and she's very happy that everyone knows who she is.
Really?
She said, quote, I say, the longer I'm in here, the better. Maybe people would forget, but I'm still in the news. My face is still in the newspaper and on TV.
Wow.
That's what this sick fucking woman said. Okay.
Vile.
Then here it is. This interview is the most disturbing shit ever. You find out exactly, because they don't really know what happened to Wilma because she was taken apart and her body didn't really show the signs of whatever. We're going to find out exactly what happened to her because Shirley Joe is going to tell us in her own fucking way, in her own disturbing way. This is like, remember when they did with Ted Bundy? Well, tell us in the third person what may have happened. And he was like, well, I think
book.
it's one of these. Listen to this shit. Do you ever talk to Wilma? They ask her. She said, no, not really.
No?
I've talked with God about her. You know.
She won't talk to me.
We get it. We do like a brunch thing on Thursdays, me and God, and we bring her up, and I say how she's doing,
pissed.
and God said she's still a little salty about that whole thing about dismembering her, and but it's all right. But she said, I've talked with God about her, and I know she's happy.
Oh,
the balls on you.
She's happy.
To bring God into that and then say she's happy.
Wings, no arms. She's thrilled.
She's thrilled. Yeah. Well, fuck it. You don't need arms when you got wings.
Hey, gave her a better deal.
Better deal. But I think right now it would be too difficult for me to try to talk to her. The thought has never entered my mind.
Never.
Then she goes on to this. She just gives herself all away.
Yeah.
But I have thought about the person that killed my friend. To me, that person was really crazy, just crazy. Then she says, the coroner said my friend Wilma was shot before she was dismembered, but my feeling deep down is that she was tortured. I just know that's true. She tortured Wilma.
Fuck yes, she did.
Did she torture her to get her to sign another check? What was the torture? But she just said she tortured her. We know you killed her, so...
Yeah, she was going to die that day anyway, and she must have known, huh?
That's insane. Wow. She is fucking unbelievable. But my feeling deep down is that she was tortured. I just know that's true.
I just know somebody cut one limb off of it at a time.
Considering I'm the one that did it, I just know it's true.
Wow.
That is fucking disturbing. She currently resides at the Chillicothe Correctional Center, where she will remain forever and hopefully will be croaking soon because it's been a long time.
Sure has, 40 years.
Yeah, she was still alive as of a couple of years ago.
Jesus.
So it's insane. So there you go. That's Shirley Joe Phillips and
what the fuck,
fucking crazy son and Jimmy Don Bunch. There's a whole cast of characters in this one. And, of course, poor Wilma Plaster and her family, Dr. Mark Esquire, Linda. Yeah. This is a lot. I don't even remember the other brother's name, which he gets a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I feel bad because he's a murder victim's family, but I forgot his name, and I have a feeling that they go, Mark's brother. Yes, that's me. Yes.
Leighton died, and then life got way worse.
It just everything unraveled. Everything unraveled. And this is a crazy one because, like we said in the beginning, how often is it one older lady killing another older lady, not over a man, not over this, not over that. They're just friends. And this one.
Over $4,000.
No, this is completely the weirdest thing ever. We haven't done a lot of cases that have this type of motive to them. They're always something different.
With this small of a dollar figure of it's more the being caught, right?
Dude, how dangerous is she? It's crazy.
Yeah. It's because she got caught. If she wasn't caught,
it's could have gone on.
God,
she killed her mom and was like, "Well, no one caught me for that one. I guess fuck
that's
it.
Who I'm killing for. I guess I kill now.
I guess I just kill now. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So anyway, that's the whole mess there. That's Willard, Missouri, and wow, that's a crazy one. And like I said, we did that one live a couple of times, and it was a lot of crazy to see the pictures of these people too. There's a lot of that shit.
You get to really get into how long what the story really is. I mean, that was 2.5. We don't get to do that.
That's, in a live show, it's not 2.5 hours of murder. We do, it's a lot. It's a little less a 2-hour show, but a lot of that's comedy and it's less murder story. But that's the other thing too. Definitely come see us in a live show.
Hell yeah.
Do that because our live shows are comedy shows. You're going to see all the pictures. You're going to hear all the evidence and that sort of thing. See the pictures, but we're comics. A lot of people, and we've talked to, and I'm not going to name names because I don't really care and I don't really know a lot of other podcasts that tour and shit, but we hear from people all the time. I went to see other podcasts and they don't do good live shows. It's like a lecture or they don't take it seriously. They're like,
not the same.
You guys do a fucking comedy show and my sides hurt.
A real show, yeah.
We do a real show. We put it together and it's a comedy show. We want to hurt you with laughter. That's what we want to do. And you're going to hear a wild murder story and see all the pictures and the environment of these live shows have gotten so cool. the people, they hang out beforehand. People that don't know each other, they hang out, they fucking wear the merch.
Organize going to bars together. It's
cool
amazing.
as shit.
Yeah.
Anybody that goes alone will not be alone by the end
Not
of it.
alone.
They're like, I don't want to go alone. Like, oh my God, you'll have a million friends in 5 minutes. Like,
great. Yeah.
everybody welcomes you into the fold, and it's not like weird. No one's like, who are you? I don't know. It's all just friendly, and oh, great. We're all turkeys here. It's fucking wonderful. So thank you, by the way, audience, for creating such a cool environment to do live shows.
Yeah.
You did it. Yeah, we can't control who shows up for shows. So you guys, we've had just the coolest audience show up for shows. And you can buy tickets and be part of that audience right fucking now. Get on shutupandgivememurder.com. Head over. Everything's for sale right now. We are going to be.
Sale.
Everything's for sale. I'll sell you my shirt. Yeah, I don't care. Whatever you got here. So that is going to be, we're going to be in all these cities here. We got Sacramento, San Francisco, Austin, Phoenix. Yeah. We are Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Milwaukee, Minneapolis. Medford outside of Boston, the big theater. Terrytown, Nashville, and
Durham.
Raleigh, Durham. Durham is where we'll be, so outside of Raleigh. So there we go.
Yeah.
That's it. It's 12 shows. People, by the way, I just want to explain, because some people who hadn't heard how he explained it before has said, oh my God, there's no Chicago. Oh my God, there's no this and there's no that. I thought they loved going to Chicago.
I thought we treated you great.
You do, and we love going to Chicago. The thing is, we were there less than 6 months ago, and we sold over 2,000 tickets. So
it's crazy. Yeah.
Just the math of it, they're like, give that a year. That's just the market tells us, give that a year. They, the venues are like, you just sold 2,000 tickets. Calm down. So the next year, you will be the number one city we'll be going to. Trust us. And just places
Pittsburgh
like that.
And Philly, too.
Yeah, Philly, Pittsburgh, D.C., Baltimore, Atlanta, all these places that have been wonderful to us. And they're like, why aren't you coming back? Seattle, Portland. We will be back. It's not that we don't want to go there.
It's just really hard to do 30 shows in a year.
We don't have time for it. We put out, with Patreon, we put out 20 recorded shows a month.
Right.
It's a lot. Mix all the research and the recording and the editing and it's a lot to squeeze in if we were on the road.
2 dudes doing this
3 days every weekend. Yeah, we have Allison and Ian that help us with research for both shows, but in the end, I got to put the show together how I want to say it, and we have to record it, and we have to edit it and put it up, and we would love to come to these cities, and all the cities we're missing this year will be there next year. We promise you that. Just like we missed most of these cities this year. We didn't go to Phoenix or New York this year.
Yeah, that's
you don't
weird.
think that either one of us wanted to make money without getting on a plane?
That'd be nice.
We would have loved that. Yeah.
Stay in my own bed tonight? Shit.
Go home after the show. Trust us. We are all about that.
Do you guys have any idea what that dry hotel air does to a 42-year-old man? I snore, and then I come home and I just, my throat hurts for 6 days.
Yeah, we got home from Texas a week and a half ago. I'm still sick and on antibiotics with my face swollen up like a fucking monster. So that's what happens. 12 cities is a lot, and it's fine. So thank you for doing that, for buying those tickets.
I don't tell anybody anything about my life, but I got 2 parents with terminal cancer, and I'm not trying to run all over this country doing 30 shows a year and bring a common-ass cold home to murk both my parents.
No shit. And the other thing, that's the truth, man. We don't want to do any of that shit.
This isn't easy. This is really fucking hard. And we'd love to, believe me, we'd love to be in every city every weekend making money, doing live shows.
Plus, it's just fun. We're in a theater with it's fucking great doing a comedy show for people who appreciate it.
It's terrific.
The other thing we want to say, if you want to get tickets, we suggest get them as early as possible. If you see, that show's in November, I'm cool. Or even that Boston show or that New York show's in December, so I'll get them in I'll see in October. They will be well gone.
Well gone, yeah.
Some last year, there was 1,200 tickets at the Wilbur, 1,100 tickets. It sold in a day and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fucking done. So there's some of these Nashville, too, that sells fast. Oklahoma City, fast. Minneapolis, fast. There's a lot of these cities. So if you're looking to go, make your plans well in advance and get all your tickets now and get in there, because we can't wait to see people. And we're sorry if that's an inconvenience to anybody that you have to do that so far in advance. But it's the easiest way to do it for everybody. So there you go. Thank you to everybody who's already bought tickets and all of you who will buy tickets. We're excited.
I have heard also, if you buy tickets now, by the time the show happens, it feels like it's free.
You'll have forgotten all about the money. It would have been gone anyway a year from now. Trust us.
That's the best way I've ever thought of.
True.
Heard to think of anything. I'm going to start doing that. If I need something, I'm buying it, and then by the time I get it, I'm going to go, this is free.
It'll be like found tickets by then. Holy shit, look what I got. So certainly do that. You also want Patreon. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all the bonus material. My God, there's so much bonus material. Hundreds of episodes to binge on of back bonus episodes that have never been available on anywhere but Patreon. And then you're also going to get 2 new ones every other week.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. 4 Patreons a month. This week, though, we're only going to do one. It's the one time of the year we only do one. We usually do every other week. Yeah. We're only going to do one episode this time because it's Christmas when it comes out. It's that weekend. My son's in New York from Arizona. You have a family. Yeah. We don't have time for that shit at that point. So we'd like to see our children. Let's do that. Yeah. We're going to talk about a cult. We're going to talk about The Garden, which is a alleged cult where let's mix super earthy hippies that want to like live with the land, mix that with militia survivalist people who think the world is going to end at any second in a nuclear catastrophe. Those people are living in one fucking area together and having weird council meetings where it's a weird setup, man. We'll talk all about it. Is it a cult? Is it not? Let's find out. Put it that way. We'll certainly have an opinion by the end of it. We'll tell you that much. It's on HBO Max if you want to check it out. It's like a 7-part thing, and it's pretty goddamn awesome. Long, It goes fast, though. It's one of those where you're like, oh, there's no more of that? I want more. I want to just follow those fucking people around. So check all that out. Patreon.com/crime and sports. Also follow us on social media. We are at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. Check all of that. That said, Jimmy, hit me with the names of the most wonderful goddamn people who will never let us down, who keep coming around and keep listening to awesome shit on Patreon. Tell us who our best friends are. Jimmy, hit me with them right now.
This week's executive producers are Kyle Norweg, Erica Blanc, or Blank maybe, and Jordan Bennett. Thank you guys so much for everything you do.
Thank you.
Are wonderful.
Awesome.
Other producers
people.
This week are Peyton Meadows, Joanna Ryder, Tyler Frazier Music, Janice Hill, Scarlett Horbeast, and Estevez Jones on their Jacksonville honeymoon. Good for you. I don't know if they're real people. They may be joking. Jake Brown's brother Caleb passed away. He had a accidental overdose, and
that sucks.
Jake's family is Jesus. I'm so sorry.
Jesus, sorry to hear that. That's horrible.
Hang in there, Jake. You're a good kid. Other producers are S. Meyer. I imagine that's Seth Meyer. Tori Brock, Samantha Sennett maybe. Jason with no last name. Jenna Kluke. Geig Malloy. What? Christine with no last name. Bianca Arter. Kelly Sachs Graustein. Jack Treffery. Chris Bowden. America Franklin, Rashid Morris, Jane with no last name, Chris Clark, Debbie Heather Shaw, Amy James, Sarai with no last name, Big Kahuna, Julia with no last name, Dame Beck, Courtney Hornsby, Reagan France, TJ Curry, Brienne Soldovsky, Robert Von Schmidley, Brandy Heimbrock, Katie W., Jess R. Howard, Melissa Green, Nathan Falk, Reese Page, Fiona Westrup Evans, Christopher Greenan, Jennifer Benign? Benign?
Benign.
Beignet. Possible. Karen Lapina, Morgan with no last name, Chanda Mooneyham, Avery Harper, Dustin Iakovadisi. That's not right. Anti Peterson, Anti-Peterson, Misty Stefani, Mist. Is this a typo? I don't know. Heather Oster, Nuts, hugs, not drugs. Amanda Smith, Willis Wood, Dakota Coyne, McCorkle's Bar and Grill. Oh, it's a fake Instagram account that somebody has AI'd a bunch of pictures of people eating in a restaurant at a bar and grill. It's actually very funny. Miranda Elrod, Ashley, and somebody donated in their name. Miranda, I imagine it's the person that owns the Instagram account. Ashley, Allie, Jennifer, Thibault, Thibault, Farrah Roberts, Sarah Moore. Erica Bowman, Roger Ben, Mike Morgan, Lana Emmerich, Jolene Vaughn, Chris D, Megan with no last name, Jacob Wilson, Carrie with no last name, Jessica Sheldon, Carrie Ann Heckman, Holly Rowland, Caitlin King, Andrew Farrow, Ilana Logan, Lily with no last name, Sarah with no last name, Stephanie with no last name, Ellie Wakasugi, Jared Wilson, Greg the Sound Guy, Jen Wright, Amy with no last name, LK. This show brought to you by the letters L and K. Deb Merch, Carl Toussaint, Holly Drew, Alyssa Edwards.
One of those.
Elizabeth Golden, Emily Cook, Chris with no last name, Laura Martin, Megan Wood, Toby Geisbrecht, Holiday Deese, Brian Butler, Katie with no last name, Raina McCoy, Tigger with no last name, Jen with no last name, Ash Squatch 91, Dylan Hall, Jennifer Zimmerman, Mike with no last name, Catherine Haney, M. Shuttner, Eliz with no last name, Paul Krezizkizuk. Sonia with no last name, Tommy M.F. Herrera, Abigail Tuning, motherfucking Herrera, Abigail Tuning, Herrera. Bailey with no last name, Sharon McGregor, Darren with no last name, David Hillen, Jeremy Williams, Jeff with no last name, Ralamus with no last name, Justin Main, Kim Rapinoe, Rhonda Wall, Heather Hoyle, Mickey Tyson, Mickey maybe, Jessica Camps,
Mike's
Jamie
brother.
McGinnis, Andy Fields, Lauren Christie, Amelia Poole, Teresa Wishnu, Kevin Callanan, Olivia Rosler, Danny Diamond, Bobby Shutch, Brent Albert, Robert Carter, No Mama, Marlia, Linda Cossack, Kristen Durkins, Jeremy Wright, Susie Grant, Sandy McGeechee, Margaret with no last name, J.C., Mary Catherine Cosenza, born in the 90s, Paul Lenz, Amy Latham Moore, Rayon Watts, like the fucking fabric. Jordan Van Weston, Kaiser Jansen, Arbs, Christine Jower, Tori.
Look on your face. You're so confused.
Tori Miller, Jennifer Coons, Michael Korspisic, Christopher Coomer. Jesus. Kenny Smith, Rhonda Brodmeyer, Teresa Martin, Shady Williams, Trey Lawler, lawyer, Sean Combs, probably not that one, Jocelyn with no last name, Raquel with no last name, Clint Barnett, Dana Lauren, Rebecca Gardner, Sabrina with no last name, Nathan Rose, Bianca Sternmarker, Justin Brockway, Jessica Nichols Seymour, Alex Peterson, Amana and Paul, Ezra Coleman, not the not as great Muta.
It's a wrestler. Great
it's the not as great one.
Not as great as
Sarah Cole, Kelly Corbell, Autumn Perez Diaz, Robin Marie, Heather Abrams, Jamie Lynn Single, Allie Myers, Claire Stuckle, Kay Thomas, Dr. DeMarco, Demik Thompson, Damica. Catherine Paquez, Cindy G, Tay Summer, Gary Ferguson, Jamie Price, Rodrigo Alonso, Kennedy Parker, Jacob Nilson, Kevin K23, Angel Blackburn, Joe DeSalvo, Mahjong Hackensack, Bubba with no last name, Cassandra with no last name, Bobby Luck, Maddie Zero, Farrell Goblin, Tyler Archuleta, Roberta Weber maybe, Alan Nicely, Nick Lee, Rebecca Stanovich, and all of our patrons. You're fucking incredible.
Thank you, and thank you again. You people are fucking awesome, and we just appreciate the balls off of you, whether you have balls or not. We just appreciate the shit out of you.
Or appreciate that they're off of you.
Yeah, either way. Appreciate the tits off you. I don't know. Either way, we're just thank you for what you do for us, honestly. Awesome. You want to follow us on social media personally, real easy to do that. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com, drop-down menu, all the links to everything you could possibly want. That said, until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye!
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul. The man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus